Oh, alright. Awesome. Everything is live before I hop into the Discord real quick. Obviously running a little late. Let's see. FF14. Okay, YouTube is live. Looks like the Twitch is live. My notification on Twitter should have gone out. Alrighty, looks like all that is good. Hop into the Discord now and say hello to everybody. Well, before I do that, welcome gamers back to the stream. If you are showing up to watch me do some raiding tonight, I appreciate every single one of you. As usual, my scheduled time, as shown on my Twitter, tonight is static rating time. I'm a little bit late, having to deal with a bit of a plumbing issue. It is what it is. I'm going to hop in the Discord now and join up with the rest of the static, since we're running a little bit late. They know I'm late. Ooh, what up, everybody?
Hi, what's the plumbing problem? Was it solved?
And it's workable.
Let me guess, you had Taco Bell.
No, not that kind of plumbing. Holy crap. Not that kind of plumbing. Ugh. Just an issue with our washer and dryer in the garage. Trying to make sure the garage doesn't flood. Ugh. Hope everyone's ready to fight a snake lady tonight.
Yeah, hold on. I am overmelding something for Ashura.
Oh no. Somebody went and bought some 610 loot. I have the full glam of Isle Explorer now. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. Sorry if things are going a little bit odd on the start of my stream, although it is obviously more of a freeform weekend as usual. That's typically what I do for my weekends, to keep it nice and freeform, kind of more of a stream for me kind of time. It's not so much me trying to put out content for anybody who wanted to watch, although anybody who wants to watch, of course, you can tune in. I'm not like planning anything out. I'm not having some kind of like organized runs or anything. I'm just kind of, you know how it is. I'm just kind of playing my game, right? Playing 14, going through my raid, and sometimes I'll do a little bit of other stuff, a little bit of you know, going through menus and whatnot. I'm doing a little bit more me time gaming, so I keep it a little more freeform. I try not to be hard on myself with like keeping it organized for a good watching experience necessarily. It's just me gaming, and y'all get to watch if you want to watch and enjoy what we see. And we can chat about the game, and that's the main reason I really wanted to do all this, right? Hook up with other people on like playing 14, playing Phasmo, Genshin, whatever we're all into. I need to build up my glamour visor still, because they upgraded the size of it to 800, and there's still so much room for me in here that I could put things in. So I kind of have to go through glams that I haven't been willing to keep before, and now think, okay, what should I keep? What will I put in the glam plates? Like all my old crafter sets. Like I went and put on all the effort to gather all this old stuff up. All the ARR and Heavensward looks. Let me see. Save delete off it. This is the old alchemist. No, this is the leatherworker set for Heavensward, right? It's not a bad look for leatherworker, I don't think. I've seen better. There's the fishing set. I like the fishing set. Very basic look, right? From ARR. I have all this old stuff saved because I went and put effort into gathering them, right? The level 90 ones here, the galley soft hide soft. But no. It is what it is. Well, I'm ready. Someone's overmelding a little bit. Someone's overmelding in our little static group, trying to get just right for the raid, ready to go. Kind of funny to watch.
So, seeing as Jay's actually the only one that's really just kind of done E6S, should we give him callouts? Or let him do callouts?
If you want. When I'm not against it if he wants to do them. But I can still do it. I got my little notes. Up to y'all.
Oh no, that's only if he wants to or not.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the main things to do with it. We gotta like assign corners and light parties, and that's probably about it. It is a very self-awareness kind of fight, a very personal responsibility level fight. It's not nearly as organized as group as P5S is.
Yeah.
Yeah, aside from the poly stuff and like calling out like which role goes out or in, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. He's right. But I can do my best to try to kind of explain what's happening and what's going on, since I'm probably going to be saying all that shit for my stream anyway, as best as I can.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I'm ready to go. I'm gonna go outside the house instead of being here. Oh, that's not here. That's not the house. That's Kugane. Let's go to the house.
yeah.
He's got a good point. Yeah, yep, okay.
Alrighty.
Guess I'll set my Discord to push the talk off.
And grab the fight.
Not that I necessarily have a whole lot of viewers or anything, but I mean, I'd like to get more viewers. I'd like to chat more about 14 with everybody, right? I like chatting about the games that I'm interested in, learning things from people, explain things to people. Excuse me, let me sign to my phone real quick, because apparently it is wanting to talk to me, and that's not time. It's not the stream time is not the time for the phone to talk to me. Let's get the push to talk turned off. Let's do that settings. Okay, here we go. Push the talk turned off. Alright, waymarks. Oh yeah. I have the waymarks saved if we need them. I think Jay still has them somewhere.
Yeah, I grabbed the waymarks too.
There we go. No, I think what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to assign corners to one tank and one tank or healer and a DPS, if I remember right. I think Exchange has corners and like I think there's a spread mechanic that has corners involved, and that's about it.
Melee, get in those innards, please.
That's one way to do it. Yeah, that's one way to do it.
Alright, since drop time. We're gonna need it. This fight.
Although I would not recommend touching that purple wall if you can avoid it.
Okay, tanks on 1 and 2.
Yep.
So I'll take whatever you want.
There are two mechanics that we got to keep this in mind for. The main one, I think, is the first exchange, where we basically got to decide whether the DPS are in or the DPS are out, and the tanks and healers will just do the opposite. And the other one is pretty much the arena will have a spread exactly like this for a later fight, for a later thing. I think it's Dark Ashes. Maybe everybody's got to spread out and have their own square. So we have an assigned square basically, an assigned corner essentially. Like Renona and I are in this corner, right? So melee would go, all the melee go in, all the healers and tanks will go out for that one because it's a spread. That's what this is. It'll look exactly like this, just with the squares on the floor in the arena. You can see them from here. Like, Renona will stand right here, probably all the way out. Actually, you shouldn't have to go all the way out for that one, I don't think. I think it's just a spread mechanic. And you have to dodge Korosexa with it, if I remember right. Yeah, okay. But just try to remember kind of your corner, relative to like where we are now and relative to the shape of the arena. Because there will be two mechanics for that, and I'll try to call that out when we get there. The main thing I think for us is to at least try to get through Cachexia, the first one. The second one's is a little bit more simple, with just a little bit more movement is all. But I think,
how are we going to do limit cut?
let's see, limit cut, the pathogenic cells. We can just, the way I was thinking we should do it is if you look at the number over your head, you look at the dots, you see them. You see them, and it kind of comes out. You see everybody gets their dots, right? And you'll be able to see how many, know what your number is. That's the order you're going to get cone attacked with that limit cut, right? So 1 through 4 will just go to their waymarks, 1 through 4, on the intercardinals, and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 will just kind of wait their turn on the east and west side to the boss. Ideally, since let me see, where's the waymarks at? There they are. Like ideally, well, like let's say you're number 2. You obviously would start here, right? And then you get hit by the second cone, and then you go and run over to between A and B, kind of like right between them. You can move up further if you want, like up to about here, I think, and you should still be safe. And the guy who's over here, standing in the middle, would be number 6. He would trade into your spot, so that when it's his turn to get hit, he's over here by himself to get cleaved, and everybody standing in the safe spot won't get hit. It's like that for everybody. Like one over there on number 1 will be number 1, right? And number 5 will stay here and wait his turn. 7 and 8 will be on the other side. Number 3 would hang out right here. Number 4 would go up to the 4. 7 and 8 would hang out here waiting for their turn. It's the same thing. 7 would trade in with number 3. 8 would trade in with number 4. I'm trying to explain it the best I can. I'm sure you've all seen the video at least. Kind of reviewed it a bit. Have an idea what it looks like. Basically, everyone just gets their own intercardinal, and when you get hit, you trade out to the safe spot. Yeah, Hector's video should explain it way better than I'm saying it here.
Pretty
just-
much, too, what
Yeah.
helps is think of what the division would be. So if you have 8, obviously you're going to go to where the 4 would be at.
Yep. Basically, if you have more than 4, just subtract 4, and that's your number.
Yeah.
But if you have more than 4, you're starting in a safe spot, and you will take the second hit in that intercardinal.
If you ever done Diamond Weapon EX, it's pretty much the same as that.
Yeah.
The first mechanic, Poly 1, should be pretty easy. I think Jay put up a pretty good little infographic chart that kind of shows each of the polys. And of course, you got to keep in mind they can rotate, they can be flipped, they can be in any basic, or they can sort of be rotated around the arena in any particular direction. But it basically will look that shape. So like Poly 1, we're gonna be on one of the inner 4 tiles, and then the other one will be on the outside edge, unless you want. What you can do is you can have both groups on the inner tiles with each other on a square, and light parties shouldn't be able to hit each other from there, but East and West does make it nice and easy. And I think the first exchange should be pretty simple once you learn to read it. It's probably the hard part of Exchange of Agonies. It's the only real hard part about it is reading the icons over people's head. Once you kind of figure out, okay, that's how it looks like, that's how you read it, that makes sense, then it's pretty easy to execute. Like, if you see a DPS, if you see me, if you see this little potato here with the horns, and you see a donut over my head and I don't have a tether, that means all the DPS are pretty much going to be in the middle, and all the tanks and healers will have to go out to their own individual corners. Regardless of what your icon is, it's all your role does the same thing, because that's the icons you're going to end up having, regardless of the tether. It's like all DPS will end up having a stack or a donut, and all tanks and healers will end up with an explosion AoE. And that explosion is really huge. If you want to be in the corner dodging your cone. And you'll see it when we get there, and we'll have to go over it and make sure to review it in case anybody's struggling with it, of course. But it's really easy to execute once you just learn how to read it. And then, of course, after that is when you get the first transmission, which is just snakes or ring debuff, which is you explode with the cone attack. And you gotta dodge the cones. And then Poly 2, that's a really simple one as well. We just bait puddles and then stand in the safe spot. It's only until we get to all the way to Kexia. Pretty much all that is really simple and straightforward. I'll try to do my best with those callouts. I have my notes here, kind of remembering which each one is. Yeah, limit cut's not too hard. Limit cuts are like one of those old mechanics that they constantly reuse in different tiers of raid fights. Once you get the hang of it once, and you see it the second time, you're like, oh, that's limit cut. I can do that. Sometimes with a different variation, like Diamond Weapons version was a little bit harder. I mean, I'm ready to give it a shot if you're all ready to give it a shot, and I'll do my best to keep the callouts nice and clean for y'all.
Sure.
If anybody needs repairs, I'm ready to repair. I think Renona can do that too.
Yeah, pretty much. And of course, if we're doing like light party stacks, if you believe there's light party stacks too.
Oh, light party stacks, that is correct. We kind of use the
Yeah.
same ones we've been using. I think Renona was the number 2.
Yeah, so basically
Yeah,
we're
it
just
was
using
number
the
2.
same light party stacks as
Yeah,
what
just
we
the
had
same.
before.
Like if you stacked with Renona before, you stuck with her again. If you stuck with the Serb before, you stuck with him again. Just the same 1 and 2 groups. We don't need to worry about clocks here. But when we get to Kexia, we will need to spread along these markers based on the timer debuff we have. Which I guess once we get to that point, we can try to explain that a little better if you don't already know it. Hopefully you do. Hopefully you've seen some of the videos. There's a mini guide for Kexia from Hector now. But we can cover that again when we get to that point. When it's a mechanic we gotta progress through. Let's just see if we can handle at least the first couple of mechanics and see how best we do, right?
Yep.
See where we need to fine tune. Remember, the first main mechanic after the Tank Buster and Raid Web will be Poly 1, and that's where we have to do a light party stacks in the safe spots. At the same time, we have to dodge pizza cones. I'll try to call that out when we get to that point. It's not too far away. Just enjoy your opener for now. The raid white hits nice and hard. I'm going to faint for that. Helped a little bit. Okay. Here comes the synergy, the tank cleave. Keep in mind, this tank cleave is a cone attack, so if for whatever reason in the fight you're near the tank, you really want to be on the other side of the boss. Okay, here comes that first poly. Should be next. Yep. Now keep in mind the pattern that's supposed to be here. Alright. So east and west, number 2 goes to the east safe spot, and number 1 goes to the west safe spot. Where these 2 squares should be fine, Renona. We just gotta dodge the cone. And make sure we move with Renona to the next spot. There we go. Good job, everybody. See, the first poly's not too hard. The next one should be go to your number. This is the limit cut. And await your turn. We're ready to trade in and out with the people who need to get hit. Number 2. Number 3. Here comes number 4. Oh. Looks like number 5 was over here a little bit still. Or was that number 4?
Oh. Oh, right. I was in the wrong area. I was number 5.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, that's alright. I figured we'd probably
Yeah, I
chip up a
should've
little
been
bit
at
here.
I should have been east.
It does come out a little bit quick.
Yeah.
Typically, with how we have the waymarks
I
here,
was in the wrong one.
that's alright. Nobody's necessarily at fault here. I mean, it's a new mechanic for some of us, right? Sides. She's gonna do a side, the front and back cone, so you want to be on her sides first, and then you have to dodge the other way here. Sorry, I stopped at the callouts because I was talking about limit cut. That's my bad. I gotta get better at that. Typically, what we're gonna do is 5 and 6 will kind of hang out between the A and B markers, and 7 and 8 will kind of hang out between the D and C. And then, of course, when once you see that person in your spot gets hit, and you trade in with them, like if you're the number 8, like be ready to go to 4 as soon as that 4. Like you don't even necessarily need to look at the person who's getting hit or remember whose number is what. Like if you see number 4 is standing there at his spot and he gets hit, and you're number 8, that's your cue to go ahead and trade with him and go to that spot and stand over there so he can run out. Same thing with like number 7 and 3. Like number 3 will hang out right here, and 7 will hang out over here in the middle, right? Because this is the safe spot. As soon as you see that 3 go out, it's your turn to run over to the 3 and just take your position. You have plenty of time to run to that spot, so don't need to panic or make sure freak out or whatever. You have plenty of time because what's going to happen is after this 3 goes out, first number 4 and number 5 and number 6 have to happen before it's your turn to get hit as number 7. So he's just going to rotate around through the rest of the group before it's your turn to get hit. Number 1 does kind of have to get to their spot pretty quick to make sure that they don't get the rest of the group killed, but we still all have time to move. It's not going to go out that quickly. Just try to keep in mind of what your number is and where you're going to go for your positioning. And you got time to get there. As long as you get to your intercardinal, you remember where you're going. So kind of plan ahead once you see your number. Okay, I'm going to this side of the arena. I'm going to this way mark. Just kind of plan ahead a little bit. It's not going to go up too quickly. Let's see. I should be able to do the call out for exchange. Okay. I just got to get a good look at people's heads when it's time to get there. We'll see. Let's see that limit cut again. Now, we kind of had 30 pulls yesterday, so we got to see it a little bit, but we didn't really work through it properly, did we? I think most of us did get it right. We just gotta get used to the way it looks. There we go. Yeah, very important to have the tanks alive for synergy. Don't want to get a DPS suddenly having a red marker run themselves. You've all seen that meme. It's that One Piece meme. Here comes that first raid one. It's a small one though, I think. Or does this one hurt? No, this one hurts.
It hurts.
Kind of hurts, yeah.
Mob battle.
Thank you for the addle. That's really well done. There's the first tank buster. I think that's the cone one. Yep. Shellik is the cone. And here comes the poly number 1. And we're gonna do light party stacks. It's gonna be 2 to the east and 1 to the west. We just have to figure out which, I guess, column is the safe ones. And these ones again, it's the same pattern as last time.
Yeah, it's always the same for this one. I believe.
We just gotta watch out for the parties, for the pizza stacks here, the pizza cones. Dodge the other one. There we go. Alright, see, nice and easy and clean. Not too bad. Hopefully, I don't think that's too rough on the healers either. Like, I'm number 5, so I'm going to a safe spot.
I am number 4.
Um,
I'm gonna trade him with number 1, because number 1 just got hit.
that was.
I got hit by
Okay,
number 4
so-
apparently. Maybe I was too far to the right. I'm not sure.
I was too.
These wave marks seem to be doing okay. We could treat them a little bit if people are getting hit by their partners the next one over. I'm not sure. I wasn't quite sure where number 4 was standing. Here's the first exchange. Well, like all DPS are gonna run out.
Oh, yikes.
Gotta dodge the mirror cone. I guess we forgot about that part.
DPS running for that. Tank killers were out.
Yep. Wait, did I have it backwards? I had it backwards. I had a tether. Okay, that's on me. I'm still trying to read it too. My first time seeing it with y'all. Yeah, see what happened was I had the meteor above my head, but I also had a tether, and I was thinking, oh, meteor, I gotta run out. What that means is I was trading with someone who had a donut, so I ran out and probably got people killed there.
So what I've noticed with the limit cut is you don't want to stand directly on your number. Like for example, I stand kind of sort of slightly to the right because what I did was perfect for whoever was here. I think it was the dancer that was here.
Oh, what?
Oh, these are much better.
That is the limit cut markers, yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
Could use your limit cut if we want to look at them for a bit. We probably wouldn't need the other markers for Cachexia though, so we kind of have to pick which one we want most. We can't place markers during fights, unfortunately. We kind of can, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I guess we could.
Yeah.
Good deal.
It's still kind of oriented the same, yeah. We just have to adjust it so that 20s are kind of like the 22nd goes on 4, the 18 goes, or the 16 goes here. No, it's 28, 12, 16, that's what it is. We could do it that way. We could just have it so that 20 starts at like 4 and at A or whatever, and then you go 8, 12, 16 all the way down. But the first markers I think work fine. We just have to stand a little bit slightly off. But I could probably tweak them a little bit, let's see. Like if I just move the 2 a little bit over. And that wouldn't get the Cachexia markers killed, would it? The Cachexia explosion, that wouldn't get people killed, would it? Unless, or would that be too close to A and B?
Yeah. It will be.
Like, I was just thinking we could probably just move like the whole thing out like a tad over. But as long as we remember to stand kind of on the edge, we're probably good. Like in the bottom corner, like in the outward corner. For the limit cut, that is. I just give that I just give this a try for now and see if we just remember to keep kind of on the outside of your marker for limit cut.
Yeah.
And see if that works out okay.
I would say for the limit cut, like for those that aren't going and getting hit right away, they kind of need to kind of stand in between, like, say, like a C and D.
Yeah, if you're 5
and
through 8, you want to be standing in the middle.
Yeah.
Like
same,
5 and 6
right
will be
there.
over here on the east side, and 7 and 8 will be on the other side between C and D. 7 and 8
so
will
you
kind of
wanna
hang
do,
out over
like,
here.
You want to basically be in your card, like
And
on
you-
the cardinal.
And for melee, you can still be in melee range and you shouldn't get hit.
Alright, let's keep going.
Let's see if we can adjust to this, or if we need to switch markers. We'll see. There's the first raid wine. Put up my feint for that. Oh, we both evaded. Oh well. I'll get the hang of that eventually. Here's the first tank cleave. Sorry if I'm a little low energy today. I seem to need to get my coffee to kick in. Alright, here's the first poly. Remember, Light Party 2 goes to the east, Light Party 1 to the west. And we're just gonna find which spot is safer. Alright, it's the same mechanic, same positioning. It definitely doesn't seem to change for this one.
Yeah, this one, the first two don't have optionals. They're both the same.
Alright, keep it left a little bit. There we
Either
go.
in or out for your side.
There we go.
One side always gets in, one side gets out.
Yep. And I've seen it so you could be in the same safe area, but we don't have to do that. Alright, go to your marker. Like I'm number 4, so I'm gonna hang out over here on the outside of it. That was barely missing me. Wow. Alright, I'm gonna go to my safe spot. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, and 8, y'all don't need to move out of your spot once you're hit. The mechanic's pretty much done. But if you want to
Corner
move, go ahead.
positions.
Yep, time for exchange.
Do northwest, northeast corners if you're located.
Yep. Let's see which one it is.
Tank
All
soars
right.
in.
I have to be out. My set marker will spread. The APS will be out. Make sure you dodge that cone.
Yeah,
Ooh.
but
It's cool.
Hey,
We had does northeast understand who needs to be there?
Oh, did I go to the wrong corner? I don't know. Some of us did. I was by myself over here, so I don't think I went to the wrong place.
I was supposed to be out.
Reset. Redo
Yeah.
the positionals. Make sure people understand their corners.
I might have gone to the wrong place. I'm not sure. I'll redo it real quick. And we're not calling anybody out specific because I'm pretty sure I ran to the wrong corner too, but I don't remember. I kind of picked a corner that looked empty and I just ran to it, and I'm not even sure if it was the right one.
Okay. We
Let's
had
see.
a few slows missing at northeast. Last attempt I can be aware. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I went
Everyone's
to.
good. Keep pulling.
Yeah, I think I was southeast and I went to the southwest, and somebody else. I was alone there, so somebody must have missed that one too. I'm not sure. But I need to remember it as well. I messed up a little bit. So we all kind of.
Oh wait, no, I was.
I don't know. I know, and I did notice we had 2 people dead in the corner somewhere. I'm not sure if it was like a DPS or a healer in the wrong place or what, but I mean, nobody's trying to call anybody out. Just keep that in mind. We're just trying to make sure we all position right and make sure we get it right. And I know I ran to the wrong place. I'm not gonna call anybody else out when I know I fucked up too. Let's go ahead and get that pull in. All right. It seems like we basically have the right idea for limit cut. Remember 5 through 8. Once you're in your spot to get hit, you don't need to run back out to your safe spot. You could just stay there, because you shouldn't get cleaved by anybody after that. If you need to hold on to like not moving so you can cast. Here's that first raid wine. Here's that first Kellic synergy, the tank cleave. Just gonna vibe a little bit while we wait for Poly 1. Got plenty of time for that. This boss is definitely a slower pace than the other ones. Here's Poly 1. Alright, same save spots, yep. We've got that figured out by now, sure. Alright. You should move your stack clockwise, I believe. There we go. Nobody down from that. Nice and easy mechanic. You see a lot of variations of that through the fight, though. Like, I'm number 6, so I gotta hang out by number 2, don't I? But just remember your number. Once you're hit, you can run out. Once you get hit, you run out to the safe area. Hit number 6. Hit number 7. Number 8. And we got a little bit of a clipping there. Might need to adjust our position a little bit for next time we see it.
Get to your
We're
corner.
we're learning. Kind of get towards your corner area. Yep. Know what direction you're going to run in case you have to run out. That's correct. Like I have to
Tank
spread.
towers in.
DPS spread. Dives to save.
Wait, I had wrong. Wait, was it tank and healers in, or? 'Cause I
Tank
heard
towers
two
in.
different things.
Tanks and healers ran. Yes.
Yeah, because I heard two different things.
Okay.
Like one said something about DPS and then tanks.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, tanks and healers ran. I was just trying to call which one DPS was doing since I can just look at my head and see which one DPS are supposed to do.
Yeah, there was like two call outs going off at the same time. It's like, what?
Okay. Donut tether out. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, look at the marker on your head. If you have the meteor, the sphere, and you don't have a tether, then you're going to be out. If you do have a tether, it's going to swap to somebody who has to be somebody else, so you're going to be in at that point. If you have the donut, you're going to be in, but with the tether, that means you're going to swap, so you're going to be out instead. There's a lot of personal responsibility to this fight, in a sense of reading what marker is over your head. So if you can get the hang of reading the marker for yourself, then you're covered. But I'll also try to call out whether DPS go out or not. That way, because I should be able to look at my head as a DPS, and all the DPS have to do the same thing, and the tanks and healers have to do the same thing with each other. It's basically kind of a role thing. I'll try to call out that much. But try to get the hang of reading the marker above your head so you don't have to rely completely on my callouts, especially because, I mean, let's face it, I mess them up a lot.
Okay, I do have something, and that is the fact that I had to stack marker before. Since I was the healer and I had to stack marker, that means that tanks and healers were in, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as you didn't have a
so-
tether.
Oh yeah, I was tetherless.
There you go. That means you had to go in and hang out with the donuts. And what happens if people get that donut marker above their head? That means they're gonna have a donut-shaped explosion around themselves. But if you stood next to them, you wouldn't get hit. So the donuts and the stack marker stand together. Yeah, and boss was also cleaving east-west at that time. Got to keep an eye on the boss's hands during that mechanic, just to know which way the cone is gonna go. There's a lot happening at once. It's a lot to call out at once. Trying to get better at callouts, so sorry if I mess anything up. Okay, here comes the tank buster. Well done on that raid-wide shielding and healing earlier there, healers. Hopefully you can get the hang of it for the rest of the fight too. But that's pretty much how all the raid-wides will hit. Here comes the poly one. Get your east and west safe spots for your light parties. Oh, it's rotated, so go a little bit further out, partly party 2. My party 1 kind of goes in. Yeah. We still dodge the pizza cone the same way, correct? Dodge it. Stay inside the safe spot. There we go. Well done there. To be adjusted. Alright, so I'm number 5, so I've got to hang on the safe spot near number 1.
Number 4.
And I see number 8 is over here. And remember, if you do start on the wrong side, you can kind of rotate around, and you have time to get there. Number 7 is number 8. I think everybody got hit only once. Well done, not too bad. It does hurt like hell, but we managed to get through it. Kind of get towards where your corners are supposed to be, because the next mechanic will be the exchange. Here comes the exchange. Okay, DPS are going to be... Yeah, tank healer are going to be out. Front and back. So get to the south side, I think. Yeah, a ditch. There we go.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I was in front. Okay. I was
Yeah, I think the rule of
I was on the left.
I'm not sure if Party Finder does it the same way or not, but I think the rule of thumb is kind of like you stack on the south or east of the boss. I don't remember. I'll have to redo that later for myself. We can go with that for now.
So, regardless of what rolls in and out, whenever he stacks, if he's cleaving east and west, it doesn't matter
Yep.
where you stack. Because north and
Yep.
south, realistically, unless someone's really
Correct.
cheating in with their out marker, is going to have plenty of space. Like, here's a blind pull. Like, if you dead center him, right? So, boss is centered here. If you look right where I am, this is dead center of the map, right? Your north, say it's cleaving east west, north south to be safe. You're gonna have to like about here roughly. But when I'm serious, if he's dead center, he's on here. You can get to about like right here. Like you can be on top of this guy, and the cleave marker's not gonna hit you with the.
That's pretty much what I was going for. It might have been that you were just a little bit too far to the west, and maybe you got hit by the cone or something.
But if you have an out marker, get to the edge,
Mm-hmm.
focus at the boss, and see whether it's cleaving east west first or north south, so you can dodge that.
Yeah, it could have been that too. For all we know,
Get out
maybe
the hole is the corner though.
it might have been that one of the meteors was not all the way out. That could be it too. Because they are really, really big explosions. Like this thing is gonna go all the way out to here. It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fujek, if you don't have your FC buff up, go ahead. Hope y'all having a good weekend so far. It's almost over after all.
Eh,
Eight,
that not work.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Alright. Remember, first we have that raid wipe going out. I was waiting for that. You both fainted, but okay. Doesn't matter.
I had a little.
Here comes the tank cleave. Nobody else should be in the front of the boss anyway, but just keep in mind you don't want to be near the tank too often. Here comes the poly 1 in about 10
So
seconds.
when you take synergy, make sure you're on 4.
Yeah.
Alright, here comes poly 1. Let's see where we got to stand for this. Alright, gonna move out a little bit, party 2. Party 1's gonna move in a little bit. There we go. Good job adjusting, everybody.
Right here's a good 30-second mid
Well,
too,
that's
so
good.
if you have it before this shared goes off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, here comes the limit cut.
I mean,
I'm number 6. I want to go to the safe spot myself. I'm on the wrong side anyway. Keep in mind, even if you're on the wrong side, you do have time. There's number 6. Here comes number 7. Number 8. There it is. Looks like we all got hit only once. Good job adjusting to the limit cut, everybody. That's twice in a row. I think y'all got it. Here comes the first ethereal exchange. You'll get ready with your corner spots. Kind of keep in mind where you're supposed to be. You don't gotta run all the way across the arena if you don't have to. I have to stack, so
Right,
DPS
killer
stack in
out,
the middle.
DPS in, DPS,
DPS
in,
in.
DPS in.
Sides first, so sides are safe. Oh.
Oh.
We had too many in.
That was my mistake.
Let's see. You.
Alright.
Let's see.
Now don't feel bad if we do mess up these mechanics. This is like the main thing we have to learn for the fight. Is poly 1 when you saw the pluses and whatnot, and the cone AoE, the pizza shaped AoE. We've got to get used to that. Limit cut happens only once. So that's pretty much the only time we need to know it. And then exchange 1, we're gonna see the markers like that. I think, let's see, three times in the fight. We just got to get used to the way the markers look and kind of be ready for that. So I mean, once we learn that, we can get through most of the other mechanical variations of it pretty easily. Try to keep in mind that the sphere means that you want to be outside, like all the way to the edge. The donut means you want to be in, and the stack marker means you want to be in. The tethers are probably the only part that really can trip people up here, which probably did trip us up here. I don't know. I didn't see everybody's marker. So remember, if you do have a donut, but you have the marker, that means you're actually going to be running out, not in. And the tether just means do the opposite of what your mark says.
Okay.
Otherwise, follow your marker.
Six, 5.
I'll try to call out whether it's DPS in or out. And if you're not DPS, you just do the opposite of what I'm saying. I'll try to say both, just for the sake of it. comes that first raid wide. Here comes the tank buster next. Calyx Energy, it's the cone attack. Plenty of time before the first mech, the first real mech. There we go, here comes the Poly 1. Alright, Party 2 is going to be on the outside of it again. Party 1 on the inside. Just got to dodge that plus sign, that's all we got to do. Plus the pizza, of course. Okay, that's the pizza, but stay in the safe spot. There we go. We're all doing good. Okay, make sure you get to your spots. Remember, if you have more than 4, you want to be at the sides, ready to trade in. 2. Here's number 3. Here comes number 4. I'll go in and trade. Here's number 6. Number 7. And number 8. And that should be all limit cut there. Alright. Again, well done everybody getting through that. We don't seem to be messing that one up anymore. Y'all learned really quick on that. Proud of y'all. Get to your corners for Ethereal Exchange. The exchange of agonies, I should say. The DPS in, tank and healers out. The sides are safe. We lost our healer, but not sure exactly what happened there. Looks like they were out where they're supposed to be, I think. Nope. Yep, that's a death there.
Yeah.
That's alright, we've got to get the hang of the positionings. A brand new fight, we're all going to learn at our own paces. I think Asura is southwest, and I think Renona's southeast. Oh, I just ran into the wall. What the fuck?
Everyone followed.
Everyone follow the fucking tater. Fucking hell. I think my key got stuck there as well. That's my bad.
I'm not following the tater. I'm going over here.
I'm not following the tater, I'm gonna fight the boss. It's not a raid night if I don't manage to hit the wall once or twice, huh? Shit. Yeah, so we're supposed to be over here in this corner if I remember right, and Renona's on that side, I think. Jay,
Okay,
were you?
no,
I think.
hold on,
Okay.
because when you put the numbers,
Oh, you're right. I mean, maybe I
yeah,
throw
when
people
you
off.
put the numbers,
I'll tell you
I
what.
was in the blue, so the blue is over
Here,
there.
tell you what, I'll do this. Let's
Oh.
see.
Yeah.
It's gonna be kind of
Basically-
like. It's gonna be kind of like.
Yeah.
I think A is over there. A is kind of on the north usually, so I'll just rotate it clockwise. Keep the colors the same. Does that make it easy for everyone?
Yeah, yeah, that's much easier now. Okay.
Yeah, I get it. I understand it. I was kind of looking at that for that first. I'm like, they'll get it. But yeah, it does make it easy to remember your color spots, I guess. I mean, it's not. I mean, just remember your corner over here is going to be near the yellow. That makes sense. I can see. Yeah, it does match. You're the yellow corner. Asura's the blue corner. That makes it a little easier for y'all, I hope. Definitely a little bit easier to see. That's all right. Try to keep that in mind going forward for my marks.
Okay, yeah, no big deal.
That makes sense. That's where we're all getting tripped up. Like, I think I went to the blue corner originally that first time we tried it.
3, 2, 1.
Alright. Here comes that first raid wine. Alright, and that's the tank buster. Alright, now comes up the Poly 1 next. We have a couple seconds, we can wait. Plenty of space between mechanics. A nice chill, I think it's a pretty chill fight once you learn the mechanics. Alright, Party 2 is gonna be out. Party 1 gonna be in. Just remember to hang out with your healer. move to lots of pizza. There we go. Next should be the limit cut, so keep an eye on your number.
Okay, I'm number 5, I think.
That means you won't get hit for a while. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. And number 8. Oh, yep. Number 8 got hit twice, I think. Yeah, just a little bit of a mix-up, that's alright. I'm gonna go into the exchange of agonies. Get and get towards your corners if you can. Alright, DPS are out, tank healers in. The safe spot, the safe cone is the sides, so be on the sides. And I dodge the other side. Oh, wow. That was painful. Alright, we had a little bit of a trip up with the mechanics. So obviously we've got to tighten up a little bit with that one, the limit cut there. I think somebody might have gone to 4 a little early, maybe that's all it was. So somebody definitely got hit twice. Or it could have been the other way around. Maybe you were supposed to be in the safe spot. I don't know. Not trying to call anybody out. I'm just trying to point out that make sure you keep an eye on your numbers, so you know if you're more than 4, you're going to be in the safe spot at first. And if you're 1 through 4, you just got to go through your numbers. Remember, we're kind of be on the outside of our numbers a little bit. That way we don't clip our partner over there. Yeah, probably did. Just keeping that in mind. Just trying to help everybody out in case anybody's struggling. I'm not trying to call anybody out. I like to keep positive vibes going. I think it's important to have a positive morale, you know? Otherwise you get burned out so much faster. I think you're all doing great. Here comes that first raid line. Yeah, a lot of feints and that going out. Good. Held mine this time. So I can cycle it better. There's the tank cleave. Couldn't hit too hard. Alright. A little bit of time before that poly 1. Here it comes. Just make sure you're ready to run in or out, depending on which one it is. Alright, let's see, party 2 is going to be in, and party 1 is going to be out. Be ready for that pizza cone. Hold on the positioning. Move out and just stay in your safe quadrant there. There we go. Safe area, whatever it's called. Alright, next we're going to have the limit cut coming out, so watch your number. Make sure you know where you're going. Number 1 through 4 is going to go to the marker numbers. Everyone else goes to the safe spot. I'm on the wrong side. There we go. Let's trade with your partner. There's number 5. There's number 6. There's number 7. There's number 8. Alright. Limit cut's over. Everyone got hit only once. Good job. Next should be the Ethereal Exchange. I'll try to call it out as best as I can. Make sure you're kind of towards your corner so you know which way you're running. Alright, DPS stacking in the middle. Tanks, healers, and healers are out. Go front and back of the boss. Out of the sides. There we go. We're starting to get the hang of it little by little.
Yeah, I just read Koda's Ixo wrong.
That's alright. It's hard to read that because it's a lot happening all at once. No, I got the other tank buster. That's funny.
But hey, it was a clean limit cut.
Very clean
Yeah,
limit cut. We've hit that a couple times now. Very well done, everybody. If you do manage to trip up on limit cut here and there, that's alright. We at least know the mechanic. We just kind of have to sometimes make mistakes. It's alright. I think we all are doing a very good job with the limit cut so far. I'm glad that's so early in the fight so we can just kind of learn that and get it over with. I remember right, limit cut on Diamond Weapon was like 2/3 of the way through the fight on that one. So learning that took a little bit more time.
Yeah.
The lions.
I didn't learn limit cut from Diamond Weapon. I learned it from T.
That's one way to learn it. I don't think I haven't been raiding in 14 for that long. mean, I've been a raider for longer than I've been in 14, but still. Here's that first raid wide. Wish I picked up at 14 rating back in the day, back when I first tried 14. Here's that first tank buster. Simple cleave. Shall it cleave? Oh, that hurt.
What the hell? Oh, I see what happened. My invuln didn't go off.
Oh no. Well, here's that first poly. Remember group 2 to the right and group 1 to the left. Looks like group 2 is kind of on the inner, group 1 on the outer. Just gotta dodge that pizza cone. Stay in the safe spot. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
On to limit cut now.
I can handle this, Sergix.
Alright. You don't necessarily gotta immediately get to your spot unless you're number 1, so sometimes you have time for positional, but right before it goes off. There's number 2. Number 3. There's number 4. Alright, on to number 5. Which you have traded out. Number 6. Number 7, and the last one is number 8. A friendly tank over there. Alright, well done with the limit cut, everybody. I can easily pick Soul out of the crowd here, the giant glowing axe. Here's a Ethereal Exchange. Get ready for your corners. Make sure you know where you're going. Make sure you remember which side you're going to. The DPS are going to be in. Tank healers out. Sides are safe. Alright. Managed to kill our healers somehow. That's not good. Might have been me, might have been somebody else, I don't know. Alright, it looks like we're basically going to the right places though. Just try to keep in mind that if you have to be out, if it's tank healers out or DPS out, whichever one is going out, if you're the one who's out, you're going to want to be like, all the way in the corner, packed nice and tight. You want to just keep in mind which way the Koros Ixos is going. I mean, you can listen for my call out. I'll try to call out which side is safe, whether it's front, back, or sides. But you can also look at her hands. You'll see the giant glowing black and red orbs. You'll see which way she's pointing with them, and that should tell you which way is dangerous. At least I'll try to call that out as best as I can. Hopefully, it'll help you all out. But like typically with a diagonal, like if you're in this corner, if she's pointing to the sides and the front and back is safe, you can stand about here, and you should be safe, or maybe even right up against the wall. And then as soon as that mechanic goes off, you just run across the diagonal. Honestly, after all that pretty colors go across on your screen for that mechanic, as long as you dodge the cones at that point, and you're safe. There's no other mechanics going off but the second Koros Ixo hit. So like melee like me, if I'm out and I'm right here, once everything goes off, I can just jump over the diagonal and I'm safe to run in for the melee attacks. You're free to move for better healer positioning, whichever you need to do. Get some water because I feel my throat messing up. No, I think you're both doing great. I think whoever's messing up whether you're messing up, you're all doing great. We just gotta get used to it.
Oh yeah, I noticed some raid buffs are not hitting Soul.
Which ones?
Hmm?
I've been moving into the center so that my embolden hits you, but I don't think Asa and Phila have been doing that.
Hmm. Well, I don't have a raid buff. I just have my mug and trick attack.
Yeah.
So I don't worry about that usually. But you're saying that things like embolden and I guess the dances.
Yeah, I don't think arcane. I don't think arcane circle and technical step have been hitting Soul.
Maybe.
It's probably because I'm too far out.
Might be.
We all just
That's more of an,
be a bit more compact and together.
we
That
can do
way,
that.
I believe my asylum can also cover everyone as
Yeah.
well.
I think for the most part that is mostly optimization, but it is important, of course, to be near enough to your healers that AoEs do work too, I think. Someone that doesn't be taking into account who killed who for later. Come on, Sora, come on now. We don't know vengeance around here. So I get my...
Unless you kill
I'll
the
just
tank.
run up to the wall a couple more times in case I kill anybody. Oh, you vengeance.
little late.
Yep. Alright, enjoy your openers for a bit. We're gonna get that raid wide right in the middle of our opener. There's the first one. I think the main place will probably have a hard time with raid buffs is when the limit cut is going out. That's when we're all spreading apart. Here's Calyx Synergy. Alright, first poly's coming up next, about a couple seconds. We got a little time. Remember, most of these mechanics, you have plenty of time to move as long as you know it's coming. Alright, poly 1, poly... Okay, group 2 is on the inside, group 1 on the outer. Either group stacks, yada yada. Pizza time. And I could go for some pizza right now. Damn this boss. And next is limit cut, make sure you know your number. 7's gonna go over here, let's see. Make sure you're kind of in the safe area. There's 1 and 2. Here's 3. Here's number 4. Make sure you trade out for your spot so you don't get hit with the next one. Oh, I was hit by that one. That's not good. I'm dead. I was on the wrong side of my marker. That was my fault. I just got barely clipped. It's very easy to get hit by that. So if I ever bring anybody getting hit by that, that's just me calling. Make sure everybody knows what's happening. Here comes the first exchange. Okay, DPS are out. Tanks and healers aim. Make sure you're front and back from the boss's cones. Hurts like hell, even if you do survive it and pull it off correctly. Just keep that in mind. But other than the tank, once the mechanic goes off, nobody else should be getting hit, so you do have time to get heals out afterwards. But I guess if you mess up the mechanic, you're pretty much gonna die. Yeah, like I was like a sliver of my health left, and I just barely did the mechanic correct. So it does a lot of damage. Yeah, but once that damage goes out, the raid shouldn't be taking any other damage for a bit, so you have time. Temperance probably could help.
Thinking of popping a shake would probably work.
Probably before people spread out, that might work. That might help a little bit. I don't know how long it lasts. But if you need to mitigate a little bit beforehand and help with the healers afterwards, yeah, that might help.
I think Adel is off. I'm not sure.
I mean, tanks can eat anything at this point. Y'all a little too strong.
I mean, I'm only 500 away from getting back up to 100k health.
Right. After the stat squish. Didn't change much, did it? Wow, Sora, wow.
Wow. I am my own healer.
Oh shit. Got a little rivalry going on here. Who's gonna out heal who? Healer or tank? Okay, nobody heals soul. Oh god.
I love that ward healed itself now, because that means they are too angry to die, and I can just be a killer bot or a holy bot in dungeons.
Yes, literally too angry to die. Man, where do you channel all your raid from, Soul?
It's because of work.
I bet. All the dealing with customers bullshit, right?
Very simply early.
No, actually, I don't deal with customers directly, thankfully.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, some people say people tend to quit their workers more than they quit the actual job. Here's that first raid wine. Well done on all the myths there, people. I like it. Here comes the tank buster. Gonna hurt. Unless you have Invuln up. There you go. Alright, here comes the poly. We got time for that. We can wait. A little bit of vibing before it happens. Here's poly 1 coming out. Make sure you're in your light party stacks. Group 2 is on the outer, it looks like. Group 1 on the inner. Cone. There we go. Next would be the limit cut. Gonna hang out in the middle for buffs a little bit. Like I'm number 2, but I got time to move. But you're kind of on the outer edge of your waymark. I messed that up last time. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4 next. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. And finally number 8, the last hit. Everybody got hit only once. That's good. Next would be Ethereal Exchange, which means kind of get towards your corners. Be ready to run out if you have to run out. If you don't, be ready to run in. I'll try my best to call that out for y'all. Whichever one it is. Okay, DPS in. Tank Stealers out. And it's going to be front and back or save. Remember, once all the mechanic goes off, all you gotta do is dodge the cones after that. You don't gotta worry about necessarily anything else. Alright, here comes the split Tank Buster. And then next is gonna be followed up by Raid Wide. We basically got through that exchange. Good job, guys. Next is Transmission, so keep an eye on your debuffs. If you have a cone will come out the front of you. If you have a wing, it'll come out your back instead. You can probably see it on your model if you don't want to look at your debuffs. Like I have a wing, so mine's gonna come out the back. I don't know if you want the front back too. It's got dodge the cones, so maybe front back of her. They need to be dodge it the second time, second hit.
I hit Filu there.
I messed up with my second hit. But now that we've seen that mechanic, we can try to cover that a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Jay, that's exactly what I was going to say, Jay. Typically what you can do with this mechanic, and a nice way to do it as an uptime method of a strat, is you kind of just, right after we're done with all the exchange of agonies bullshit and the raid wide and that tank buster, we can all just kind of go to this corner over here by the 2 and the B. This kind of area. Because what's going to happen at the same time as those debuffs is we're going to get the front back cone or the side to side cone. And then once we know which way is safe, we kind of just hang out with that diagonal, and we can spread out so that the snakes are facing, you know, the front, and the wings are in the back, or their cones facing back. Then nobody has to worry about turning around or anything. And then of course you got to dodge a second hit, so be ready to jump over that diagonal right after. I don't even like wait for a cast. Just like as soon as you can move again, go to the other spot. Let's say go to the other half, I guess, the other direction. That is, I think, the clean uptime way to do it is pretty much everybody kind of hangs out in a line like that.
6.
Alright, there's the raid wide. Here comes this energy. We still have plenty of time before Poly. Poly 1. Gonna get towards your light party stacks. Get ready for that. Alright, party 2 is in there. Party 1's outer. I think I'm reading that correct. Dodge the pizza cone. Dodge the second hit for the cone as a group. There we go. Well done. Next should be limit cut. Keep an eye on your number so you know where you're going. Uh-oh. Don't worry, you got time. Plenty of time to move. Here's number 5. Here's number 6. Here's number 7. Number 8. There we go. Everybody hit only once. Everybody's keeping that nice and clean. I like it. Next to the Ethereal Exchange, be ready to run to the corners. Kind of just hang out in the middle to them. Let's see which one it is. So you know which way you're running next. Keep an eye on your number. Okay, DPS are going to stack it in the middle. Tank Stealers out. Make sure front and back for the cones. Alright, not too bad. Still do a little bit of improvement, but we're basically getting it right. Split Tank Buster. Kind of start moving towards... Yeah, towards the A and B to kind of be ready for that next. Because next is going to be the transmission, after the Raid Wide, of course, which will hit hard. Now start preparing for the wings and snake. Make sure you're kind of close to the diagonal so you know which way you're going to go for the safe spot. Then make sure we're kind of spread out in front and back. Like I have a wing, I got to be in the back, which sucks for me in melee, but oh well. Okay, front back, so make sure you're front back over the safe spots. Make sure you're not in front of or behind anybody. Uh-oh. I messed that up a little bit, I think. No, I didn't. But I didn't dodge a cone. Looks like I can survive a cone, though. I just got a damage down, which sucks ass. And next is then going to be another poly. We're basically getting it right, but just got to tighten up on our execution. I know I messed that one up a little bit.
Stack center.
Yeah, stack center. Right in the middle, under the boss. We're baiting puddles first. We're going to run towards the C in 3, I think.
Yep.
I should have called that out. I need to read that a little faster. Yeah, I should have called that out. I need to read that a little faster. I was trying to read the puzzle next. I'm like, wait, which way is this rotated? That's me, not you. Now, as you can see, we have the poly 2. If you have the diagram for that up, you can kind of see what it looks like. That one was rotated from what I expected, so I was kind of thrown off. I was like, wait a minute, it's not that way, it's the other way. But all right. Yep, go ahead and get your food set in. I wasn't even expecting to get through that quickly with the transmission. Well done, everybody. Well done on the transmission. I actually expected us to trip up maybe once or twice on that. We only tripped up once. Really fast learning from all of you. Really proud. Probably just got to tighten up and exchange a little bit before we can really say we're past it, but we got it. I think we got it.
6, 5.
Yeah, pretty much if you have a snake, you want to be kind of on top of the boss. You got plenty of room for that. Here's that first raid wide. Well done on all the mitts, I like it. It's a little damage taken. There's a tank cleave. Alright, here comes the poly, but we got a little bit of time first. We can just kind of sit for a little bit and DPS. Kind of get towards your light party stack, so. Be ready to position for that in advance. Okay, group 2 is inner and group 1's outer. Alright, get to the pizza cone. There we go. Next will be limit cut. Alrighty. Two. There's 3. Get number 4. Make sure you trade out. Make sure you trade it out so you don't get hit by the second hit. Number 7. Number 8. Very well. Very well done. Alright. Next is going to be the Exchange of Agony, so make sure you're kind of ready to run to the corners, depending on which one you get. Alright, DPS are going to be in, tax hitters out, and the sides are safe. There we go. We lost a Sura, but that's okay. We can figure that out. We have a couple damage down, so I think somebody got hit. Is a split tank buster.
Yep, I fucked up. I didn't pop a cooldown in time.
Alright, next is going to be another raid wide. That one hurts like hell too. Next, you're going to get the transmission. Then I get towards 2 and B. That square. And just be ready for your debuff. Like I have a wings, I'm going to be on the back. If you have a stake, you're going to be kind of closer to the boss, underneath her a little more. Watch the diagonal, see which side is safe. Sides are safe. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, somebody's in front of me.
And you got to move quick for that, too. Ooh. Basically, here's the poly 2. You can at least see what it looks like. You stand in the middle for this one to bait the circles, the dark domes, and you got to run kind of over to towards this square over here. Yeah, I just got to remember to call that out better for the future of the course. Still trying to get the hang of reading that one for y'all. Basically with that one, with the poly 2, what's going to happen is we're going to be baiting puddles in the middle, like right under the boss, like right smack in the center, right? And then we got to look for which of the... There's a diagram of it, and I think Jay might have shared. I don't know if it's still in the raid chat somewhere up there, but basically 3 of the marks will be in the corners, right? And then 1 will be slightly off, like 1 will be like right here. And we got to look for the corner opposite of that one, basically, like basically the corner where 4 and D. Like if you see the plus sign here and switching with the next, you're going to be under by the 4 and the D. And what we're going to do is we're going to bait the puddles in the middle. If we pretend this is the middle for a real quick second, and if you bait puddles here, and then you run to the safe spot, let's say the safe spot's this way, you run all the way to the other corner. I'll try to call out when it's time to move for that. Now that I'm getting a good look at it. We do gotta get a little bit better at spreading out for that transmission. I think we killed somebody with that. I'm not sure who did. But let's say we're all kind of moving out the same way, and then then suddenly we're all stuck in the line. We're like, wait a minute, this wasn't the plan. But as long as the wings in the back are kind of spread out a bit, and the snakes in the front are spread out a bit, then we got it.
8, 7, 6, 5. Slide through.
Uh-oh. I don't want to get pulled by that. Alright. First raid wave coming out. Pain. That was pretty painful. Ooh. We got it. We got through it. That's what matters. Here comes the tank buster. Little while till poly 1. Plenty of time to let us DPS for a bit. Get the hang of that rotation. Plenty of practice. And to get towards your light party stacks. You're ready for that positioning. Alright, 2's going to be on the outer, 1's going to be in the inner. Move to the pizza stacks. There we go. Well done. Here comes the limit cut. That's next. Alright, make sure you know what your number is. You have plenty of time to move forward, so don't need to panic. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 6, uh-oh, number 7, and number 8. Oh, somebody got hit twice because I think we had a dead guy. Yeah, that's probably what happened there. Whoopsie. Here's the exchange of agonies. Make sure you're kind of ready towards your corner. Make sure you know when to know where you're running if you have to run. Okay, DPS are out. Tanks, healers are in. Sides are safe. And make sure you move to the corner for the next diagonal after that. Oh, not most of the group anyway. Oh no. Remember when you have to stack in the middle, you gotta stack pretty much like right next to that center spot, as long as you're in the correct direction for the safe cone. It's a very tight fit. Otherwise you'll get hit by somebody in the... Because if you're not stacked pretty much all the way in the middle, you're probably gonna get hit by one of the guys who are in the corner with their explosion. It's a really big explosion. It's really hard to not get hit by that.
Yeah.
And if you're the one in the corner, make sure you really are packed all the way in the corner. Just kind of make sure you're dodging a little bit out,
Yeah.
like one little tile. Like you see the tiles on the floor, like one little tile over.
Yep.
Not any further than that.
Okay.
All right.
Keep going.
Oof. Hope my copy kicks in soon.
Fun.
It was the raid wide burst. Plenty of pain. Here comes the synergy. Tank buster. Got a good like 10 or plus seconds till 41. We're doing good. Plenty of space. Here comes light parties. Kind of go to your light party area for this poly. Let's see which one it is first. 2 is going to be in the inner. 1's the outer. Adjust for the pizza. Never dodge the second hit. Make sure you stay in the safe spot. There we go. Here comes the limit cut next. Make sure you take a good look at your number because it's going to go away. You got time to move a little bit. There's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Here's 5, number 6. There's number 7 over there, and then last hit number 8. Well done, everybody. Got through that nice and quick. Kind of get towards the middle, get ready towards the front of the corners if you have to. We'll see which one you got to do. Make sure you know which way is your corner so you know where to run when it's time to do that. Alright, looks like DPS in the middle. And tank killers are out. Make sure you dodge the sides. Stay in the sides. There we go, now we'll dodge the other hit.
I died.
I might have hit the healers in my set marker, I don't know. I don't know, my donut, not sure. I think I did. And that killed us for sure. Both healers and both tanks did. That's not a good sign. I'm not 100% sure what went wrong there. It's hard to focus without my coffee kicking in. What's going on here?
I got hit by Kuro Ixu. So yeah, I was
Oh, okay.
super dead.
You were super. Yeah, more coffee. Yep, that's fair. I gotta call that out a little quicker for you all then. Keep that in mind. There's a lot going on there, so it's kind of like call this out, call that out, call that out. So I might trip up a little bit.
I know, don't sweat it, don't worry.
But it is important as well.
Yeah.
Just as a friendly reminder, because we're all raiding here together. Try to get the hang of reading the mechanics, so you don't have to rely completely on my callouts, because sometimes I will be a little slow. Sometimes the mechanics will come out so fast that I can't comment in time, but we'll see. I'll do my best. For y'all's sake. I got my little chart up for all the polys now, so I can keep an eye on that.
Yep, the beauties of having multi-monitors.
Oh, no kidding, right? Oh,
Or
I still gotta buy one
only
for Philo.
running 3 monitors.
I'm gonna get a third, I really do.
Oh yeah, the third one really helps.
Alright, here comes the raid wide burst. It does mids out if you want to put them up. If you want to keep the healers from sweating too much. You want to put too much stress on them. Here's the tank buster. Alright. Now we're just going to vibe for a little bit. Just going to chill out while we wait for the next pop for the first mechanic. I said next, but more like the first mechanic, really. Gonna get towards your light party stacks. Poly 1's gonna come out. Alright, party 2's on the outer, party 1's on the inner. You're ready to dodge that pizza cone.
In.
Yep, light party 1's in. Dodge the pizza. There we go. Limit cut's coming out next. Make sure you pay attention to your number. Remember, you got time to move to your spot. You got a good amount of time. positionals and all that. There's number 1. There's number 2. Number 3. Number 4. There's number 5. Here's number 6. Number 7. And the last hit, number 8. There we go. Nobody messed that up. Well done, everybody. Get through this mechanic nice and clean and consistent every time. Now we have a exchange coming up. Exchange number 1. You'll kind of be towards the middle, but we know where your corner's at, so you're ready to run out. Alright, DPS are out, tank healers in. The front and back is safe. Alright, we're getting the hang of it, just little by little. Here comes the split tank busters. Here comes another raid wide. Next will be the transmission, so kind of start moving towards 2. We'll need to rush this, not going to happen quite right away, but we have time. It's going to be in that general area. I think we stack closer to the middle, the snakes can just kind of hang out, and the wings have to move back, and that's about it. Like, I have a wings, I gotta move back. Be ready to dodge that diagonal. These sides are safe.
Up. I got it.
There we go. And we're starting to get the hang of it. It's going to take a little fine-tuning to get used to that mechanic. Not very much goes on, but it happens really quick, so you've got to get used to how quickly that goes off. Here comes poly number 2. Kind of hang out in the middle, so we can try to read this a little better. So the safe spot would be over by 1 and A, it looks like. 8 circles first, though. Move now. All the way to the corner. There we go. We got flipped a little bit. We're just a little bit slow. That's okay. First time seeing the mechanic. Here comes exchange number 2. I remember how this one works. This one's roll stacks. DPS will be on the southeast, 2 and B. Tanks healers will be on by 4 and D in that direction. So I have to stay in. Stat markers have to run out at this point, I think is what it is. If I remember correct. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. I'll call that out better next time. I was trying to remember the mechanic real quick.
Good.
Y'all see what that looks like now. Basically what happens is you gotta do your roll stacks. There'll be one of the tanks or healers will have a stack marker, one of the DPS will have a stack marker, but you're also tethered. So if you get the stack marker on that for exchange number 2, all you gotta do is run out to a corner. Doesn't even matter which corner. You're just in the nearest one. And then number 1 and 2 will have to be kind of just hanging out in the middle. Like DPS will be on this corner, and tanks healers will be over by the purple markers, 4 and D. I guess that's one way to call it. We can say this is the yellow corner, that's the blue corner. That's one way to look at it, I guess. I'd have thought of that before. Let's see, I think we were messing up mostly with transmission there, because it does go off so quickly. I think we basically have Poly 2 figured out, because it's not too much different from Poly 1. It's just a slightly variation on the shape, and everybody kind of just hangs out together, right? So transmission, you've got to remember, if you have a snake, you're in front, the swings are in back. It seems like we got that pretty much figured out. We just got to make sure we're spread a little bit better.
See, so where should stack tether go?
For exchange 2, right? Yeah. Like
Yeah.
if you're the tank, I mean, which one are you? You're Oswald.
Yeah.
Okay, you're Oswald. So we would all be DPS hanging out over here, right? Kind of right around here. Maybe more close to the middle, like right around here. I think should still be safe. Not sure. I think so. I think right around here should be fine. If
I have the tether.
But if you have the tether, and if you have a stack marker, you're gonna have a tether. But if you have a stack marker, all you gotta do is just run over here, all the way to the corner. Because what's gonna happen is your stack marker is gonna swap with the sphere, and you're gonna have a big explosion on you.
Yeah.
So if you're kind of hanging out with us, we're gonna die, and you're gonna hang out, and you're gonna get hit with a stack marker as well, and you're definitely gonna die. We're all going to get hit with the same AoE, so basically the stack markers just have to run out for that. As long as the DPS are in the yellow corner and tanks and healers are in the purple corner, of by the markers, then we should be able to resolve that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Here comes the first raid wide. There's the tank cleave. We got a little bit of time before we have to worry about poly 1 just yet. We got a little time.
Almost got scared there for a moment. And, thing wasn't going off.
Where's my phone? Here's poly 1. Get towards your light party stack spots. Alright, party 2 is inner, party 1's outer. Scariest time for a tank is when you're invuln. It just suddenly doesn't happen. You're like, wait a minute. There you go, dodge the pizza cones. Alrighty. Well done, everybody. Here comes the limit cut. Keep an eye on your numbers so you know which one's going to happen. Like, I'm going to hit first, but it looks like so I got to be quick. Everyone else has time. That was number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4 is about to hit it. Number 5 next. Uh-oh. A little bit of confusion there. I'm not sure necessarily who was out of position, but whoever it was, that's alright. Don't need to feel bad about it. It's easy to mess up on this mechanic. Here comes the exchange burst. DPS are in the middle. Tank healers out, go front and back from the boss.
Tank killer in.
Wait, what?
Food circles.
Well, I didn't die. I don't know.
Must have been split since what's his name's dead. Wait, 7 up.
Oh, that might be it. Yeah, we must have had an extra marker.
And Vuln. Oh shit.
Yeah, I think number 5 might have been on the wrong side of the boss. I'm not sure over there. Hold on, let me cut. Just a little trip up. That's alright. No need to feel bad about that.
Let's keep up these pulls.
Yep, we got this going. We got room for like maybe 1 or 2 more pulls, depending on how far we get into the fight. Before we have to switch lockouts, which is a good time to take a break, get everybody some water, kind of shake their heads, you know, get all the thoughts out of their head. Because there's a lot. Like for me, this fight fucks with my head. I had to actually open up a notepad and write out the mechanics because I just couldn't get it watching the video. I don't know why. There's something about them. Maybe it's the ability names. I don't know.
The notepad. You just reminded me of my old raiding buddy PK, who also did a lot of callouts too.
Repair check.
Yeah, do a repair check. If anybody needs repairs, I can handle that.
And I can handle it.
I'll repair my own stuff while I'm at it. Not that I'm anywhere near broken. Oh. Did I get yours repaired? I think I did. Whoever did the request, I didn't see who it was. Alright.
Alright, we're all good then?
Yeah, but keep in mind that if somebody like me or Renona repairs it for you, your condition will go over 100%. So you'll have like a lot of extra time before you got to worry about your items breaking. We're definitely superior to the Mender NPCs.
And way cheaper too.
Oh, way cheaper. Yeah, I'll do it for free. I don't care. I mean, I got like 29 million just sitting in my pockets, burning a
I'll
hole.
only just charge you. I'll just charge you just your soul.
Eh. I mean, I am a ginger. I kind of need to take people's souls anyway. Well, Drake's not ginger, but I'm ginger. Alright. First raid wide's coming up. There's a tank buster. Alright, got a little bit of time before Poly 1. Just make sure you're kind of ready to go to your light party stacks. Here we go. Here's Poly coming out. Just the cast. Just the nail first. Party 2 is going to be on the inner. Party 1 is on the outer. Be ready for that pizza cone. There we go. Pizza time. Alrighty. Limit cut should be next. Just keep an eye on your number so you know which way you're going. Like I'm number 6, so I gotta go to the east side.
Point 7.
You got a little time to read it, so don't panic. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Here's number 6. Number 7. Number 8, the last hit. There we go. Nice and clean. Well done, everybody. And remember, if you do manage to mess it up again, don't worry. We all mess up and make clumsy mistakes sometimes. Next is Exchange of Agonies. So kind of hang out near the middle, but be ready to run out to your corner, so know where your corner is at. Depending on what markers are. Okay, DPS have to go out, tanks, healers in, and sides are safe. Dodge the other cone. There we go. We're starting to get the hang of it. Yep, really easy to make a mistake there. Really easy. Don't blame yourself. Don't get too frustrated now. Okay, Tank Buster is a split one here, and next is a raid wide before transmission goes out. So kind of start making your way towards 2 and B for transmission. The yellow corner, the yellow area side. I'm not sure how to say that. Remember, if you have a snake, you'll be in front and wing and back. We just have to watch which way she's doing the cone attack. The Kuro 6-0. So be ready to jump to the other side of the diagonal. Like I have a snake, so I gotta be in front. She's gonna be doing sides are saved, so gonna be on her side. Be ready to go across the diagonal after. Oh, I got hit. I'm done. And even if you do get hit, like, oh, it does have a bleed effect on it. Oh, that's painful.
Yep.
Well, let's see. Next mechanic is exchange number 2. That's the roll stacks. So DPS go towards yellow and tanks healers go towards purple. Wait, no, it's Poly 2. Never mind, I have it wrong. Wait a minute, it's Poly 2's next. I got ahead of myself. Stand in the middle. Stand in the middle, under the boss directly. Stage spot should be purple, I think. Move now. All the way to the far corner. There we go. Okay, we did get I think everybody managed to get through that without any pain. Looks like it. Next is exchange number 2. Alright. Yeah, I got one mechanic ahead of myself. Here's exchange number 2. So DPS go to the yellow side and tanks and healers to the purple side. Stack markers run out. Watch out for the pizza cones. We'll move to the other pizza.
I wasn't far enough out.
And
I think the stack marker happens at the same time as the first pizza cone, so as long as we dodge that, as long as we survive that first stack marker, then we're fine. You can just dodge the cone after that. You don't have to dodge it as a group. Oh no! Last potato alive. Oh.
And now it's fried potato.
Now I'm a fried potato. Yeah. All right, looks like
Got
it's
time for one more.
maybe one more dirty pull. Yeah, real quick. Man,
Yeah,
curly
one
fries
more
sound good right
dirty
about
pull.
now, don't they?
The fries are, but all the lives.
8.
Now the cake is a lie.
6.
I don't think she moves with the core 6 though. I think she just kind of stands in the middle. She does have her hands pointing towards the direction it'll go, with the glowing black and red orbs. Here's that first raid wide. Painful. I don't know how I died. That's weird. I was right in the middle of everything too. What the heck? Either way, that's the tank mystery. That's okay. It's the last pull, kind of to see mechanics anyway, so I'm gonna not worry about my numbers too much. Here's Poly 1. Make sure your 2 is to the right and 1 to the left. You're ready to dodge the line AoEs. Party 2 is outer and 1 is inner. Be ready to dodge those pizza cones. Alright, Move the pizza. Alright, now limit cut is next. Pay attention to your numbers so you know which one you got. If you plan your movement in advance, you know where you're going. There's number 2, number 3. There's number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. And number 8, the last hit. There we go. Next mechanic should be exchange. Exchange number 1. Kind of be near the middle, be ready to run to your corner, depending on what markers you get. Alright, DPS are out, tanks healers in, sides are saved. Be mindful of that Koro 6-0. Now you're ready to free to move.
I got hit. Yep.
And make sure when you're positioning in the middle or in the for the stacks, make sure you're kind of stacking like right next to the center spot. Here's the tank buster.
Need to get better at seeing which way that's pointed.
There's a raid wide. Next will be transmission, so kind of start making your way towards yellow. Yeah, transmission's correct, alright. Keeping it on my notes over here, make sure I'm not getting ahead of myself again. Like I have a snake, they're gonna be in front. That's gotta watch the Koro 6-0. We know which one's going where. Sides are saved. Now make sure you dodge up behind her, in front of her. Okay. We got a little faster on that, but we're basically getting it correct. Next will be exchange number. No, next is poly number 2. He did it again. Poly,
Exchange.
poly
You
number
have
2
to
is
do the
next.
same-
It's because she cast that
Yeah.
ethereal
Yeah.
exchange first. This is when you bait puddles mid. Bait puddles are directly under her. We're gonna be running towards the yellow corner after when it's time to move. Wait for the cast to go off. Move now. All the way to this corner over here. There we go. Safe spot. Well done. Next is exchange number 2, and that one's the roll stacks. So kind of DPS will stay in the yellow corner. Tanks and healers will go over towards the purple. Kind of hang out in the middle of the square. You're safe here. The middle of your square. Like I got to stay in. The step markers run out. Make sure you run out to that corner. Dodge the pizza cone. And then just dodge the second pizza hit. You don't gotta stay stacked for that second hit if you don't want to, but I mean, we're all gonna go the same direction anyway. Next will be poly 3. We haven't seen that one yet. Well done on getting through that mechanic, guys. Really well done. That is definitely technically prog. There's a poly. There's a tank cone.
Accident.
There's some raid wide. Yep. Gotta get through that pain first. I'm completely screwing up my rotation at this point because I'm just paying attention to mechanics now. So don't feel bad if you're doing the same. Plenty of time. Here we go. Here's the poly 3 now. Light parties east and west. So 2 goes to the east, 1 goes to the west. The safe square for number 2 will be... Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Am I? I don't know. No, it's the other corner, isn't it? Yeah, okay. We saw what it looks like at least. Okay, we saw it. Basically, for that mechanic for Poly 3, we're going to go over to here between the A and the B for the Party 2, and Party 1 will go over to C and D. And then once you see the pattern come out, all you got to do is kind of Party 2 will shift north and Party 2 will shift south. I think, depending on how that rotates, so because I think that mechanic can rotate. That particular pattern, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll try to read that for y'all if it does rotate. Yeah, not too bad for the prog. We actually saw all the way to Poly 3. After Poly 3 is when we have a Dark Ashes spread. That's when we'd have to go to the corners. And then after that, it would be Cachexia. So we're almost to the hard part of the fight.
Hey.
Oh, Jay's gonna go early
Oh.
tonight.
That's alright. I don't blame you. It's a Monday night. Oh, I see.
Mm.
That's alrighty. Things are a little bit slow. That's okay. We're all learning at our own pace. Some people are a little faster. You are a good gunbreaker tank.
I mean, I already had I had a feeling that he was already planning on leaving.
Yeah, I kind of suspected that a little bit too. I don't know. I didn't know if he was going to stick around or not to begin with. To be honest,
Yeah.
I can't blame him for going out. I mean, it's not necessarily that we were bad. We just learn at a different pace, and he just wants to bum rush through. I don't blame him. No judgment there. Some people are just different types of people, different kind of raiders.
I'll be right back.
Oof.
I mean, he could have just stayed until like the end of the session.
Maybe a little bit, but maybe he wanted to make a statement a little bit, because sometimes people can get a little bit elitist about things, but that's okay. I think he knew it was midcore, but maybe he didn't quite understand what he meant by midcore.
Yeah, because from what I can see, he's more hardcore.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's already bum rushing through all the way to P7S, so I don't blame him. But no, good prog, everybody, despite the little bad feeling there, right there, that as he separated. Good prog for that so far. We've seen through all the way to exchange number 2. I think we pretty much figured out at least that far. I mean, maybe we're a little bit sloppy, but we basically have it figured out.
Sloppy.
Oh yeah, sloppy. And Poly 3 is Poly 3, if I remember right, it's light parties go east and west. It's the same as with Poly 1. You have your light party stacks, right? And then you've just got to look for the save quadrants. Normally there's one save square, and then the second save square will be diagonal of that one. It's always going to be one of the inner 4 squares. And we just got to be able to read that. We have a little chart we can look at to judge that by. So I think typically the way it works is Light Party 2 will just go north and Light Party 1 will go south, but I think it can be the other diagonals too. We just have to read that. That's all it is. But we've at least seen the Poly 3. We know how it's gonna go.
I'm gonna grab something for dinner.
Oh yeah, good time to take a break. All right, yeah. Sorry if my rambling or chattering gets annoying at any time for y'all. I get it. I tend to chatter a little bit. I'm trying my best to do the call-outs for y'all. I tend to get a little bit slow when a new mechanic comes out for me to see. I'm like, wait a minute, which one is this again? Gotta remember how this works, how to call it out for y'all. But I'm getting to it. I'm getting on it. I hope, helping y'all out. I guess at this point we just gotta either plug a new tank or find a new tank for the static for more long term. We'll see. But yeah, go ahead and take a good 10, 15, 20-minute break. Assuming we're gonna get a second lockout. We'll see. I'm gonna go EFK myself.
Alright, I'm back.
Oof. Got myself some fresh water. Guess we'll have to see if we continue for a second lockout. We PF somebody. It does take a little time to really pick up the mechanics, I think, for some of us. I know I have to see a mechanic before I can even really call it out proper. Despite my notes. I think Poly 3 can rotate. Let's actually look over that fight, probably. Yeah, we're gonna chill for a little bit and see what everybody thinks when we get back from our little break. So, guess I'll turn my push off back on for a bit, at least for now. Yep. I mean, for those who are wondering, streamers, anybody lurking in the chat, what just happened exactly? We finished that lockout. We basically got all the way to Poly 3. We did technically wipe to it. We didn't have time to actually get through it for another pull as far as that lockout was concerned. But we saw all the way to Poly 3. Honestly, we're still not even to the hard part of the fight. We're just kind of having little simple fuck-ups. We're not sure of the mechanics yet until we get to the hard part. Like, the pattern I've seen so far is, although even if I do the, even if we've seen the video, even if we know the mechanics ahead of time, until we've actually seen it and even wiped to it probably, then we're not going to know how to do it right. So it seems like that's a pattern. We get through mechanics, we figure it out, we get to the next mechanic, and we're like, shit, we don't know this, and we die. And, oh well, shit happens. And I can respect Prog will sometimes work that way. And I don't mind being a more casual group. That's okay with me. As long as we have somebody to raid with regularly that we can kind of just hang out with, chill with, and have some fun with. Get some kills down. Get some loot from. We're all just trying to have fun together. We're all kind of different people. It is what it is. And if there are people like Jay, that Tad Gunbreaker, who wants a more hardcore face, like I think he went pugging, and like he's down 5 and 6, and he's actually progging on 7 right now. So maybe he was hoping for our group to be a little bit better. I'm actually kind of surprised he came tonight at all, to be honest. That actually surprised me. I was half expecting him to kind of just not show up and say, yeah, I found a new static, or I decided not to join you. I decided not to stick with y'all after all, or some shit like that. I mean, that's okay. He basically said after that lockout, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go. That's it for me tonight. I'm gonna go find a new static, and that's okay. He wanted something different from the static than what we're offering. We're definitely a lower skill group. We're a slower learning group, and that's okay. Different people learn at different paces, and this is one of those groups that wants to learn a little more slowly. Just kind of have fun with it. Have fun with it. We're not necessarily experienced raiders. Some of us are, some of us aren't. Like, I think that Poly 3, like, I definitely had the right idea. I was standing in the right spot, but, like, I noticed that I think the healers maybe were not necessarily on the same page, which is okay. Again, it's okay. It is all good. It's all good. We've definitely got through Poly 1, Limit Cut, Exchange 1, we got through Transmission. I think kind of dirty a little bit still. We're still trying to figure out how to spread from each other okay. Maybe once I have my Al Ra form instead of being a Lala, maybe people will be able to do a little better. I was trying to be mindful of where the people next to me are and people behind me are. I think typically you don't have to worry about the people behind you, just kind of the people to your left and right, and you should be fine there. Then we gotta get through Poly 2. We have Poly 2 pretty much straightforward, I would say. All you gotta do is bait the domes mid, and then you gotta run to the safe square. And that was pretty good. That was pretty clean and simple. I think it might even be, looking how the shape of the domes was, how wide they were, we could have probably run out instead of to the corner, just to the further edge, like the middle edge. Like if this, like, I don't know, I can't really show it here on the screen, of course, I'm not in the arena. But I mean, instead of like running to the corner, we could have run to like over here, like this edge, the right side edge. As you can see, about the domes here, instead of running all the way to the corner, probably could have just run like right about here. That probably could have been fine, safe from the domes. It's not that big of an AoE, but I think it's just easiest to remember, run to the far corner until you get the hang of the mechanic. Then you can start fine-tuning for optimization. And that's the way I see it as more of a casual raider, is you want to first learn the mechanic, survive it, and then start optimizing for numbers for the sake of beating the enrage. Once you get the hang of a mechanic and you know how to survive it, you can start finding better ways to survive it. Get a couple of dancers in my yard, have some fun with their dancing. Okay. Oh yeah.
Birds are important.
But of course. And man, I would love to get a third monitor, so I can have one monitor like dedicated to my streaming setup. Then I could use the other monitor for things like browsers, my notes, or whatever. I could use my main monitor for gaming, of course. Like, I didn't think I would actually have enough use for two monitors to justify two monitors, but now that I'm used to two, I'm starting to feel like, man, I could use a third. There's a weird feeling that things spread out like that. I'm not even sure how I would place it. I have to find the right kind of mounts to figure out exactly how I'd want to orient a third monitor. I don't know if I'd want to go vertical with that one, or if I'd want to try to just spread out a little more horizontal. Because I got the space, I could probably horizontally spread 3 monitors. It's gonna look left to right and not have to worry about craning my neck up and down. We'll see. I gotta plan that out a little better. What you thinking, Soul? Oh my.
What am I what?
What you thinking about to do with the other tank? You wanna? I guess we could just PF it for tonight.
Oh, I'm just trying to think. Because sometimes we could probably end up in PF for a long ass time, but then again,
Oh yeah, of course. I guess especially because we're looking for a tank, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean tanks are pretty abundant. I'm just gonna see if I actually have any of my tanking friends are on.
I like that little note. I was looking at the party finder groups just to see what kind of notation they use for mechanics. Just 'cause sometimes it's kind of nice to just kind of read on that and see, oh, that's what party finder's doing. Okay. We'd obviously have to put ourselves up as a practice group and just say, hey, we're at Poly 3 Pog right now, which isn't very far in necessarily, but I think it's pretty quick to get through Poly 3 and Dark Ashes. Once you've seen it like once or twice, you're like, oh, okay, that's how it works. Pretty quick to get through that and to get to Cachexia, which is definitely the hard mechanic of the fight. And there's two different Cachexias. The first one and the second one are different. Only 4 spread of corner spots tipped away from the X-line AoEs. Get your own square, dodge out of puddles, and safe. Honestly, I think Poly 4, out of all the Poly we have to do, I think Poly 4 is the only one that really genuinely worries me. Because we all have to spread to our own squares. It's kind of like you're going to your corner spots, and then you have to shift from your corner spot to the next safe one over horizontally, I think. Pretty much. That's what it's looking like just looking at the diagram. The guys who are in the X's kind of move out, the guys who are in the corners move in, and there you go. Yeah, okay. That might be the way to explain it. Yeah, we're only 2 mechanics away from Cachexia, and honestly, those 2 mechanics aren't hard. Poly 3 is easy enough to read. We just needed one more pull to really get a handle on it, and that was pretty much it. And Dark Ashes is super simple. You just spread out to your corner spots with the melee inside and the range and healers outside, and that's it. Well, you have to dodge a cone, of course, but we're used to dodging the cones at this point, I think. Pretty much all the cones, whether it's Koro 6 or the pizza one, the Exo Cleaver, you pretty much you dodge the first hit and then you just dodge into where it previously hit, so you dodge the second hit. And it's super easy to figure out. I think we've all figured that out pretty quickly. We're just struggling with the exact positioning we got to take for each individual mech, and that's not too surprising, I don't think. Yeah, right now I'm just kind of looking at what Party Finder practice groups for Sixth Circle are saying in their notation, just so I can kind of get the hang of exactly how they're describing it for Party Finder groups, and also kind of gives me a good read on how other groups are doing the same mechs that we're doing. I don't know what Coachella prog means, but I guess it's supposed to be Cachexia. Maybe that's the Party Finder way, the community way of describing it. Coachella. So group 1 there.
Well, I'm just seeing if someone will respond.
I mean, this is pretty much the way light parties are typically handled. Party 1 will go
might
north and
have a
west.
friend
Group Party 2 will go south and
who
east.
might join if they, respond.
Split up however you need to split up. I don't think I have anybody on my friends list that I could talk to. Be like, hey, can we get a tank? I don't think I have that. I have Soul. That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know about this guy. He's offline anyway.
Our sauce is online, but that boy's busy. Looks like.
I don't know about this Bruna and Rome. I don't think they're necessarily raiders. They're certainly not at a P6S level, I'm sure. Last time I saw them, they were in Storm's Crown Extreme. But even then, maybe they're good enough. I could always try to ask around. I gotta start building a little network, I think, of people I know who are willing to, like, hey, I'll fill in for you. That kind of thing. Just, buddies who aren't busy with stuff. Yeah, sure, I'll help you learn. That kind of thing. honestly, what I miss the most is not just raiding itself, but raiding with my FC buddies. Like so many of them are kind of busy. Their schedules are all kind of messed up now, so it's kind of like we can't really do it. Plus, there's one or two of them that are kind of being a little bit selfish and kind of they're focusing on just their clears at the moment. Like they're focusing on just their clears, and they're thinking, hey, once I get my clear, we should look into going as an FC again. And I'm just kind of like,
And it's unfortunate. Sausage Roll is busy.
aw.
So I could have tried asking probably one of the best tanks in all of North America to join.
Yeah, I was looking at that and it's like, okay, you want to get your clears, then you're going to offer to basically carry us through? I don't know. I get it, but I'd rather actually just raid as a group with people I know, rather than just kind of be carried through by some legend, you know? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I'm not looking to be carried. I know I'm casual, kind of more, maybe mid-core, maybe casual, either way. I know that. I get it. But that doesn't mean I want to be carried through content. I want to experience the feel of learning a mechanic, getting a handle on it, not dying to it, optimizing my rotation, and trying to get my spreadsheet numbers looking good. This squirrel does not want to leave my head. He's found a cozy spot here between my horns. Although sometimes he's floating because of the way my head is shaped, I think. Oh. No, I don't think I have a particular
Okay, I'm back.
kind of look. Oh, here we go.
Have we decided what we are going to do regarding?
Well, I'm waiting to see if I get a response back from a friend of mine. I don't know if she'll respond or not.
Okay, fair.
I don't know. Sometimes she gets back to me like 20 minutes later after I messaged her or something like that. Again, she's
Sure.
probably
Then I.
busy.
What is that
Probably
emote?
AFK.
Let's see.
In that case, I'm just going to get my leaves.
Hmm. That's one of them.
By the way, I found out that the best combination of leaves to have the best amount of money is to craft both a Commanding Craftsman Rock and the Jacob Musaka. In case anyone with crafting those leaves to get some money.
Well, that's one way to get money. I've actually been like spending my red tomestones on mistletoe and just selling that. Or like I'll go gather some stuff for crafting food or pots, and then I'll sell some of the extra stuff. I mean, I'm at the point where I have like 29 million gil just kind of burning a hole in my pocket, and I'm like, I don't really care about making money anymore. Because like I don't have a house, but I can't really seem to buy a house because they're all basically taken, and it's such a bitch to work with the housing system, so I just give up.
Oh, yeah, the housing system is very broken.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
I like the way WildStar handled it, but they're dead now, sadly. Even then, I don't think I necessarily have time to actually just sit around decorating the house all day when I have my own house to worry about.
Yeah.
That's super valid.
Not to mention my Warframe stuff. I haven't even messed around with the dojo over there in so long. Then I play like 4 different games. Like I play Final Fantasy, I play Phasmophobia, which is just itself. But I also play Genshin Impact and Warframe. And both Warframe and Genshin have a housing system of their own in a sense. And I haven't even messed around with enough with those enough. I can't take care of that many houses.
So you could say Yoshi P did you a solid by making the housing system
Terrible.
inaccessible for most.
Like I'm surprised. I'm surprised they haven't done
Would you
instance
rather-
housing yet.
I mean, would you rather sit there or at a housing board for like days on end, clicking away
Housing
rapidly,
board.
only to lose to a bot.
Oh God, right?
It was much, trust me, it was much worse before what they have right now, the lottery system.
It's definitely better now, but like this,
Yeah.
the housing system as a whole, even with the lottery system,
It's
the
still
core
kind
issues
of-
aren't addressed.
It's still kind of janky, but I think one of the reasons why they won't do instance housing is because they want the plots, like the exterior, like.
Oh no, I get it. Like
Yeah.
I just think what they should be trying to do is make it so that this is like FC housing, and then we have the apartments anyway, but nobody's really satisfied with the apartments. We have our island, and people are so desperate for the island because they want their own stuff, but then we're so limited what we can do there.
Yeah, but I
So,
mean,
like-
one of the pitfalls of the apartment is the fact that you cannot place outdoor items.
Exactly.
So you are literally, you cannot do plants in there.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
and I know the forums are honestly the worst thing that happens to this game, but there was an interesting thread about how to improve apartments. And it was just like you can buy extra rooms, for example, you can expand
Oh, yeah.
the
I don't know. I
And with
mean,
that-
I'm sure there's still videos of it out there on YouTube too. The way WildStar did their housing, they just had like an instance area. You had an outdoor area. You had the indoor of your house. It was just you had an instance housing area. Like I think that would be. I think honestly, if a personal housing was an instance thing and FC housing was the plots, that might be more fair. Because then FC still have to compete with each other for housing anyway, and then we get to have our yards. We all kind of meet up at our FC house anyway, and personal housing is just kind of just for you.
Yeah, for personal house, yeah, like a little bit of like a more of like an instance, but I think
Oh yeah.
what the whole ward reason thing, like the reason for just like the why everything's just all cobbled together in a ward, is they kind of want to like have like a housing community, like you want to.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm
like,
getting
your
at.
neighbors and all that.
Like I don't normally pay attention to people who just have their house by themselves on the corner, but like if I see an FC as a neighbor, I'm like, oh hey people.
Yeah,
I mean, I
my
hang out with
private
FC,
house
so.
is, yeah, my private house is sandwiched between I think 3 FC houses.
And then now they're setting certain wars to be like, at least temporarily, only FCs can buy houses there. Only individuals can buy houses here. That kind of thing. Like I think as far as individual housing goes, instance would work better, especially because I mean, let's face it, if you don't know that person, you might not necessarily care about their house. Or you'll have this random guy that's over there. It's like for some reason his house is empty. All he has is cactuar and chocobo statuary in his yard, and that's it. That's his whole house. You're like, why?
Or that one
Why
person
not?
who's got that weird or that one person who's got like that weird Lala dungeon.
Oh god, even worse.
Trust me, I've seen some weird housing stuff.
Like I'll go
And
around
some
and look around
amazing.
sometimes, and I'll just be like, really?
And of course, there's also some amazing housing stuff, like during for the Chinese New Year.
Oh, yeah.
One of my old friends basically went around and turned an entire section of like one of the housing wards in the Goblet into like a Chinese like market, kind of like a like festival market kind of style. Like for Chinese New Year kind of stuff. And he did that like on one of the JP servers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like insane because like he would have like housing directions because he glitched the housing decorations outside the plot, so they're like in the street.
That can happen with some things, yeah. There's a couple
Yeah,
tricks
like,
to some of them.
I mean, like and like he went around to like all these different plots, like, and people would give him the access to the plot so that he can do all this housing stuff, and basically just transformed like practically the half the ward into like this festival.
Really clever, really clever. But that's what I'm thinking though, is like since the plots are kind of meant to be a community thing anyway, and that's honestly that's the way I usually look at it. is maybe we should stick it to FC stuff. Because I mean, honestly, if I'm gonna hang out just out in nowhere, like I have nothing else to
Oh,
do,
yeah,
and
I
I'm
see
just
where you're coming from.
like for the rating, like we're here rating, I'm just hanging out outside my FC house while we're waiting to do stuff. I'm just like, if my FC buddies run by, I can chat with them. If somebody else runs up to the market board that's like right next to us, I can chat with them. Like it's a community thing anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like if it was just my house by myself, I don't know if necessarily anybody would even visit or care. Like personally, all I really wanted from the outdoor of the house anyway was just being able to grow onions. Now my chocobo's
Yeah.
maxed out, so I don't really care
Exactly.
anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I know my neighbors, not only because they are not FC, and I just abuse their practice dummy from the
Oh,
roof
yeah.
of my house.
I do that a lot too.
But
Practice my
also
rotation over here.
because we met all the time at the market board. So, what is phasmophobia?
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's
It's basically it's a ghost hunting game.
It's the thing I stream the most, honestly. Just because it's so easy for me to stream as like bite-sized content. I typically just do kind of freeform shit on the weekends. That's why I play 14 on the weekends. So I can just kind of open up a stream. I'm just gaming, and if people tune in, they tune in. Not anything particularly organized with it. Like I'm just sitting here chatting with y'all. I don't really give a shit if people watch.
Yeah. And of course, getting quite possibly horribly murdered by
Oh, yeah.
some sort of creepy ass ghost demon.
There's some crazy shit going on because the new update came out, and there's some weird bugs with some of the new maps. It's ridiculous.
Well, it doesn't look like anybody's responding. I don't know. Shall we either...
We can PF it, and we have like an hour and a half. We can just go through that for a bit with one lockout, or
I mean, technically we only have half hour.
oh no.
Yeah.
And that was kind of abrupt. I was honestly kind of hoping that if he wanted to leave, he would either not show up or wait till the end to say, "Hey, I want a new static."
Yeah. I
I-
was not expecting him to bail.
I'm honestly surprised he showed up.
Wait.
I was getting the vibe that he was ahead of us as far as
Oh yeah, I knew he was
Yeah.
like very far ahead of us. But it seems the main reason for him just leaving is because he just wasn't happy with the slow prog, and that's it.
And yeah. I mean, some people procs at different paces. Some people try to bum rush through it, and I'm just like, I don't mind slowly learning mechanics. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, midcore we are trying to clear, but we're not trying to be like like super heavy hardcore. Let's go for like 12 hours straight.
Right? We don't have the time for that these days. Oof. We're all adults.
Yeah.
I try my best to keep the positive vibes going when I'm doing callouts, because I know how frustrating it can be to like we're wiping to the same mechanic or the same boss over and over and over again, and you start feeling kind of down because I'm messing up a lot, or I mess up to this. It's easy to get frustrated with yourself. I try to keep the positive
Yeah.
vibes going because I know that when you
I've
get down on
been there.
yourself, you just mess up more.
I've been there many times in past raiding, whether it's like in a static or just PFing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like this. I like this static.
That's
mean,
comfy
we-
chill prog.
Yeah, it's comfy shell prod, but we also are very how's the word? We are very committed to prodding and to
Yeah,
keep
I do
going.
want prog. I
Hey,
wanna
we did
keep-
get prog. We only saw that fight for an hour and a half, and we at least got to Poly 3. And even then, like the only reason we even messed that up is because I was like, wait a minute, how do I call this out? Because I wasn't sure what to say exactly. I kind of guessed. And y'all weren't expecting a mechanic. The way mechanics in 14 tend to work that I've seen is you want to know what the mechanic is before you get into it. Because if you react to mechanics, it's too late. You're probably dead.
Damn. He's calling you out like that, Drake.
I'm sorry. I tend to be chatty.
Honestly, that's fine, man.
Part of it is I am streaming, so I'm trying to stop for the sake of the stream too. Yeah, when I get excited or passionate about something, I tend to just let the words flow out, and I need to be better about that. Sorry about that. part of why I do the callouts. I'm really proud of everybody here who did, everybody getting all the way to Poly 3. I'm actually, I mean, not to sound like a downer or anything, but I wasn't expecting to get all the way there. I thought we'd be tripped up on Limit Cut for a little bit longer than that. We managed to get through that pretty quickly, despite how terrible I was at explaining it. So really, really good job getting through the Limit Cut and figuring that out, that mechanic out for those of you who haven't seen it before. Really nice and quick and, almost perfectly clean, honestly, near the end.
Yeah. Also, I really appreciate your callouts. They're very good.
I know I tend to be a little bit clumsy with my words sometimes, but I try.
Well, we all have moments. I mean, during like a lot of other like raids and all that stuff, I've done callouts and mine were clumsy, or I called out the wrong thing and I've screwed people over. Like during E5S, I messed up a call out for Chain Lightning, and that screwed us all over. Basically, Chain Lightning is you either get like a triangle pattern or a circle pattern, and you gotta like move towards like the closest person, and then the lightning bolt will jump from you to like the person who's closest to you, and you can't take two of those at once, and then it goes around like the circle. It's a really weird and nasty mechanic. But yeah, I think there was one time where I called it out wrong, and yeah, I wiped the whole party.
Oops.
Check meme channel.
I've seen worse on Fairy.
Yep. I mean, Genova, right now the guy's not around at the moment, but we quite literally had a landmark player known as Jojo. Yes, his name was Joseph Joestar. Anyways, he was this big Rogadin that was always in like a bunny suit or whatever, and
Oh, I know what I'm
he
gonna show
just
them.
lay down in the middle of Limsa, and pretty
You
much he was
there?
referred to as the doormat to Genova, or Genova's doormat. Really great, friendly guy.
So are we just done for tonight?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we're done. I can't get a hold of anybody, and I'd rather not sit in a PF for who knows how long,
Yeah.
just for a
Yeah.
minute long person or something like that.
No, don't worry, Pilu. It's all right. I can read your chats. It's okay.
The socializing is nice. Kind
Yeah.
of getting to know everyone a little.
Sorry about the typing.
And you can communicate whichever way you find it most comfortable, Pilu. It's all right.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it takes time to get comfortable with people and all
Oh.
that.
And there he is. There's Hobo.
Comfortable, get to learn a little bit more about each other and fun stuff. It kind of makes, I guess you could say, it kind of solidifies the team a little bit better. Because, once we get to a certain point, I guess you could say we can quite literally meme on each other.
Yeah, I mean, we get the hang of each other. We kind of learn the ins and outs of how each other works, what makes each other tick.
Think, and get to the point where we can basically just shit on each other.
I like to think I'm pretty comfortable with you guys already. At the very least with Soul. You're easy to get along with.
I'm starting to get there. I am very comfortable and I enjoy most of the group. The gunbreaker kind of made me nervous for a while, but
Made you a little ragey, more like.
okay, ragey, fine. I'll admit it. I was livid.
Yeah.
I mean, some people just want to just prog and are a little bit more just
Well,
go,
he's
go,
a
go.
good player. I just didn't really click with him as a person, I guess.
It happens with some people. You meet some people that you don't click, and you meet some people that you do click. They
Of
come and
course.
go, all shapes, forms.
And sizes. Like this little potato here.
All shapes, forms, sizes, species,
Oh god.
plant, food.
There actually is a race in Guild
Ooh.
Wars 2 that is plant, if I remember right.
The Sylvari. Right?
Oh yes, Sylvari.
I preferred the Char.
Mm. Speaking of Drake, about that guy in Fairy, we have in Genova we have this cat girl dancing to the main aetherites of like major cities for like the new expansion, and like the main city and like each new expansion. And Mint to Do, they run 2 different accounts, or rather characters. One character is always just sitting there just dancing, and while their other character is actually off like raiding and all that stuff, all at the same time.
Oh yeah. I don't know Fairy Limsa, Fairy, especially Limsa, but Fairy in general tends to be kind of notorious for things.
Yes.
Look at
things.
that.
All I know
Yeah.
about Fairy is the fact that you can buy cheap mats over
Oh.
there.
We do
Yeah.
have a lot of cheap mats, that is true.
Yeah. P5S, we got that stuff all figured out quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say for the remainder of like, these next couple days before reset, feel free to just hop into like, PFs or something like that and probably try PFing to gain a little bit of prog, or throw up your own little prog.
Keep in mind,
party.
if you do jump into P6S without downing P5S, you basically sacrifice the loot from P5.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a problem. We'll see.
And also you need to have a full party. And to have actually unlocked, somebody at least has cleared the fight. Well, cleared P5S.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've
we
seen
had an
worse.
awesome proc.
Right. Let's see. Let me pull up some of my things that people that I've met on Genova.
I mean, I think 14 tends to be kind of like this everywhere, but I think Fairy gets especially notorious for it. I don't know why. Or there's this little bit of fun here. Someone's having fun there in Fairy.
Here we are.
Oh, this guy's almost always here too. Azure Aqua. The legend that could. I've seen some pretty fun names in Party Finder. Things like that.
Yeah, she's definitely got a low DPS check.
Yeah, her and Rage is really easy to hit.
Yeah, her DPS
Or
check
beat.
is pretty easy to beat.
Yeah.
Just, her mechanics are just, they hit hard and fast. Sorta. Well, a little bit slower than Carby's.
Kitty Committee? Really?
She's just more combo.
There's an FC called Kitty Committee with KK, and the icon is the :3. Terrible. The cat girl with bunny ears on though. Ugh. I've definitely seen worse stuff on Fairy than what I'm seeing right now, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hobo Obobo is kind of an icon here. You see him out in the wild, we're like, oh, he's out. He's moving. Like Endwalker launch, and we can actually see him out questing here and there, and it's like, holy shit, he moves. He's not dancing.
My day will be significantly ruined if I do not see him at the Gold Saucer.
There were a couple days where he wasn't there, but I think it's because he was out questing.
Questing or actually, logged out.
I don't think he ever logs that, honestly. I don't know. I think he has like a little group of groupies following him in Discord and shit too. Not what is
I feel
going
sad
on
'cause
here?
This guy kind of reminds me a little bit of JoJo. Although JoJo, the poor guy, he's just been ever since COVID-19 hit. The poor guy's just been swamped with work because he's a nurse and all that stuff.
Oh, that's a shame.
So the poor guy, his job's quite literally killing him.
I know that feeling. Ugh.
That's not good.
What post?
Oh no, we're not doing anything. That's alright to just hang out with people sometimes. I don't mind. And we had an abrupt situation. I mean, normally we go through 2 lockouts and we're done.
Oh, I didn't even bother putting up a post. I tried inquiring with a couple of friends, but no one responded.
We could.
And it's already close.
Although I gotta be up early for work
ending time
anyway.
anyways.
What the hell it is?
So throughout this week, I'm going to try to find another tank, and hopefully one that
Understands what we are.
Yeah.
doesn't try to
Steal the show.
rush ahead or that, or try to get too far ahead.
It almost felt like he
And
was trying to
probably
take over.
someone that has already clear P5S.
And honestly, I wouldn't have been
Oh, yeah. At
against
least
him
the
taking over
P5 is
callouts if he
clear.
wanted. I wouldn't have been against him taking out callouts if he wanted. I get it. He hated my. According to Soul, he messaged me saying that one of the reasons he wanted to leave was that he actually hated my callouts, and I'm like, okay. I kind of figured, but I don't give a
I'm
shit.
a little iffy to post anything in a static recruitment on Sausage's Discord, because a lot of people in his server are quite almost hardcore.
Definitely skilled, probably, knowing him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of
People who get followers like that tend to
there's
have
a
a
lot
of people.
of raiders, ultimate raiders, savage, and all that stuff, and a lot of the people here
And we're looking for a little lower tier
are
than that.
mostly hardcore. Although a lot of them are pretty chill.
Yeah, we're looking for a little lower tier
Even
than
though a
that,
lot
I
of these
think.
guys, they're hardcore, but a good chunk of them are hardcore, but they're chill.
If we had a little more extra spots, maybe we could bring along a certain pair that we know. It could, but I think he really wants to play Raid as. And Mage plus, like he said, he's behind because he hasn't been playing.
I'm gonna go eat. See you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, I have some friends that probably could ask, but I know they're busy with their own stuff.
Yeah, the one thing I want to ask has like 3 characters they're progging on.
I don't know why he's doing that to himself.
I don't know.
Or by himself, for that matter. He could do it with the rest of us, but oh well.
How about? Well,
Some legends, you know how they are.
Good night, Ashura.
yeah, have a good night.
Shame we had an abrupt end to our night, but we did not expect someone to be like, yeah, I want to quit this group halfway through the raid night. I mean, normally
Yeah.
we try to fit in like 2 lockouts, and that's enough for us, right?
Yeah, I mean, That's what I said for the thing, was about, a couple hour, like a few hours and all that stuff, 3 hours.
Little break in between to kind of shake off the oh no, I died again kind of mood.
Like, a small break is important, but nothing like too long, grab like a snack, drink, or
Oh yeah.
use the washroom, or in some people's cases, they actually need to eat dinner real quick.
No judgment there. I get it.
Looking at you, Nona.
Oh no.
There's one important rule in gaming people forget, and it's life comes first.
Yep.
I mean, I usually use that time for either taking out the trash, because there is like a certain time when you are allowed to take out the trash here, or yes, or have a quick dinner.
Well, anybody who's still hanging around here want to do a couple daily roulettes? I mean, we can only do like trials or normal raids or alliance.
Normally I would be up for it, but I gotta get to bed anyway. Have an early day and work tomorrow.
I'm just going to go to the Golden Saucer to have the passion and thing done and over with.
I don't even know why they do this early start kind of thing. They always just stand around for the entirety of it. Management, man.
And I want to go
Right.
get something to eat.
Oh, your tombstones
Management
anyway.
just stands there, like, all right, this is what's going on for
Yes,
like the
work to
week
do.
or something like that.
You gotta do some running. It's like I gotta go on Filu to finish capping her tombstone soon, but we'll see. She'd have another night to do that.
Yeah.
Or you can heal your way through some. You have a level 90 healer. Can your level 90 healer handle the latest dungeon?
Right, good night, everyone. I'm just going to go to the Golden Saucer now. Bye.
Alright.
Bye.
Have fun.
Yeah, see you in the weekend.
Yep, hopefully with a new tank for you to heal.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yep. Hopefully, find somebody.
Okay. Good night,
Yep,
friends.
yep. That's it for
Good
that
night.
for the static raid tonight. Oh well. Sorry for the abrupt ending. Anybody lurking in chat? Anybody streaming? Follow my little stream here? Anybody who did manage to lurk in, drop in, kind of watch me just, play 14 my way. I appreciate it. Maybe I should get some kind of like background music kind of thing going for when I'm not actually in a fight or something in 14. Well, I don't think I'm actually legally allowed to use Spotify like that. I've actually been reading that a little bit.
Actually, there is one guy who does it.
Well, I've been reading a couple of things about like safe things to use and what surfaces you can use for that kind of that sort of thing. So I should be able to pick something out, but I was just thinking of maybe I should get into that. Start having little music for downtimes like this, so there's a little bit more going on in the stream than just me sitting here chatting or not chatting, either way. But yeah, let's see, I think, according to my Twitter schedule, which I need to update for the next week coming out, yeah, I'm scheduled for Tuesday morning, Phasmo stream, 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. because I'm switching to day shift for this week. So those of you who typically follow me for Phasmo, and maybe if you happen to tune in and just kind of chill here for something to listen to, if you typically follow me for Phasmo, I am scheduled, of course, for Tuesday, 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. and again on Wednesday, 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. My morning stream instead of afternoon because I am on day shift this next week, and we'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, of course, we didn't get a prog. We got prog. We didn't get a second kill tonight in the static. Partially, I would want to blame the Gunbreaker, but I know we probably wouldn't have gotten it even if we had continued to a second lockout, just because we still have to learn Cachexia 1 and Cachexia 2. I'm surprised we managed to get as far as we did so quickly. We did really, really good learning through the mechanics. Limit cut. Honestly, I did not expect us to get through that so easily, so smoothly. We really did. We really figured that out. We had a little bit of messing up while people got used to it, but we got through it super quick, and I'm really, happy about that. I'm really excited and proud of that one, that they managed to pull that off so quickly. Really impressed. So hopefully we can get to Cachexia. They can impress me a second time, and we'll see what happens. And I know maybe we were all a little bit down just because, oh no, the freaking tank left the group. Honestly, personally, I really wish he had either just not shown up or maybe warn us in advance, yeah, I'm not going to stick with y'all tonight, y'all need to find a new tank to replace me, something like that. But he waited till one lockout until we were in the middle of our raid night and said, yeah, I'm done, bye guys. It's like, I can respect that he's a higher tier raider than us. I cannot respect the attitude that comes with that. That's my thing. Like, I don't have any respect, I don't have any, judgment for people being in a different place. It's more about how you treat people in a different place than you that bothers me, personally. If you want to be an elitist raider, top tier level, cool. Go raid with other elitist top tier raiders like yourself. I don't know why he joined our group when he probably was told. Like, I wasn't there when he was, brought along. He was talked to by Salia and Soul. He did kind of mention, I'm sure he mentioned, this is the kind of group we are, this is how we can expect. But maybe he was hoping for us to be a little better. Maybe he saw himself as mid-core. But I would say he's at least a little higher tier than that. But I mean, I don't know. Some people can come from different places. Some people have to learn and mature a little bit too. So I can't necessarily hate him. I'm just kind of a little frustrated. That's all it is. He's a good guy. He's a good player. He just needs a little bit of a better attitude to work with people who are, I guess, in his view, beneath him. He tried. I gotta give him credit. He did kind of try, but I do kind of wish he just either not shown up or waited till the end of the night to be like, yeah, this ain't really working for me. This is not what I want from a static group, so I need to find a different one. And that would have been cool. But regardless, as a group, we did manage to get pretty far. I'm actually really good with that. We got to Poly 3. Now, honestly, I think if we'd just seen it one more time, we would have got through it to see Dark Ashes. Dark Ashes, I don't think we would have really messed up. That's just get to your corners. We had assigned spots for that. So I think one more pull, we probably would have at least seen Cachexia, which would have been great. I would love to start progging on that and say that we really are Cachexia prog. Then we can start really looking at Party Finder on our own if we have to, and start practicing that way. Because I think that's where most Party Finder groups are getting caught up. Let's see, Sixth Circle, Fresh Prog Diamond Cut, beginners and vets alike welcome. I mean, I could always go into another group and get a little more practice in, but unfortunately, this one here says Cachexia 1 Prog, the group 1 is Northwest, group 2 is Southeast, North-South Limit Cut. Oh, they're doing the dirty Limit Cut. I don't like that. Tank Healers West, DPS East for the 3 stack, which is Poly 3. We do kind of Southeast, Northwest, but West and East works as well. Either way, but we kind of go more towards the corners so that the corner markers have a chance to run out. And 28, 12, 16, 20 is next to the boss, and that's not the right way to do it anymore. Hector had a better strat for that, but you can see a Party Finder, they tend to get to Cachexia, and that's about where they get stuck. And there's a little bit of variation on just what mechanics or how mechanics are handled. Like they're saying NSLC, right? I'm pretty sure reading that correctly, that means North-South Limit Cut, which is, if you've seen any videos from Hector or MTQ or anybody else like that, I don't know who exactly specifically does it that way, but that's one way to do Limit Cut, where instead of having your intercardinals, you all just kind of run through north and south, odds to the south and evens to the north, I believe. And you just kind of take turns taking the Limit Cut, with the east and west being the safe spots. It's basically the same idea, but there's a lot more movement, and if one person messes up, the whole raid's dead. So not the best way to do it, not the most elegant way to do it. But I would definitely like to see Cachexia. Hopefully when we get to P6 set, I'm hoping we kill P5 Saturday, kind of early, maybe with half an hour tops. It'd be nice if we can get through those rust pulls quickly, unlike we did. We did take a little bit of time to get through the rust pulls on P5S Saturday, which kind of sucked. I was a little personally frustrated and disappointed by that, but I mean I still get it. I don't like to let that show to people in the group, because like, okay, everybody learns. Everybody's got to learn at their own pace, and some people can forget. It's easy to have a little more rust, you know what I mean? It's easy to mess up a little bit, and that's okay. But now we have the fight down and cleared. Hopefully we have it in our heads of how the fight works. So next Saturday comes along, we get through that quicker, and we can get right to P6S off the bat. And we can start really getting prog on this fight. We got all the way to Poly 3. Really proud of the group for that. And hopefully we see Cachexia, and if we can get through Cachexia, the really hard part of the fight, we can start really just kind of taking a little more chill. Because after Cachexia, we have 2 polys in an exchange, and then there's Cachexia number 2, which isn't necessarily as hard as the first one, I don't think. Let's see. To be on the correct side of Snake Wing debuff, you gotta find the safe spots from the plus-shaped nail. You gotta have the AoE markers run away from the stack markers, and you gotta make sure you're facing your Snake Wing cleave away. Like, it's a lot that happens at once. Just like the first Cachexia, which is why it's so hard. but I'm hoping it's a little bit easier. I wouldn't even necessarily call that Cachexia. We're getting the debuffs, the purple-pink debuffs, but I don't know. Either way, I think we're doing good prog here. We're doing pretty decent in general as a group, so next week I'm hoping we get P6S down. I think we will. We just have to find the right tank. And I trust Soul and Asalia to get that down. I think we can do it. So yeah, don't mind my little rambling chatter here. Sorry about that, streamers, if you don't like hearing me ramble. I appreciate anybody who managed to jump in and lurk and watch along. You are all great people. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend coming up while I'm on day shift. But I'll try my best to bring y'all some Phasmophobia, some ghost hunting fun. Y'all can watch me be a total scrub. Y'all can watch me try to pick up some tips and tricks from what I have learned. Hopefully I can learn some things as I go as well, and y'all can see me improve as a gamer. We'll see. But I'll catch y'all next time, so keep an eye on my Twitter, where I post my schedule up. If you want to reach out to me, go ahead and contact me on Twitter. The best way to do it. I'll see y'all.